Just waiting to go live. Is this gonna connect? Oh wow, that would be good. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Side Top Podcast number 132. We got the numbers mixed up before, but if y'all tag along and go back, y'all, everything be all straightened out, all fine and dandy. But thank y'all for coming on through. Let's cue that intro real quick. Hey, my name is Santai. Yes, you can pop on in. You can jump into Discord. You can tie alongside. Just tie now. If you don't know, if you know now, it's a place where you can bind your mind with your heart. See what your gut mind is saying. Connect all those three circles and let whatever come out, come on out. Like whatever, come on out. Come on out. Deal with the self. Deal with the change. I got a giveaway going on today, and I got the items right here. I got them right here so we don't forget. Gonna wait for the room to fill up. Got a Hello Kitty mushroom. Oh look, it's clear because it's green. But Hello Kitty purse. Oh, I've been holding on to this for a while. And I got a shirt. Awesome tie shirt right here. Bang bang, gonna be giving this away. And if things go really well, I have a third surprise giveaway. And just in time for the holiday. I got it. I wanted to do this twice and forgot. Just for the holiday season, for the Halloween, the spirits, that is all coming up. You know, they always up. They always up. But if y'all ain't been here, I wanted to start off. I wanted to make this beat live, but then I started getting too into it, and then go live. But I was working on this right here on Ableton. I've been getting real involved with it, with the music stuff like that. I've always been. If y'all could check out the one I made yesterday. With the what was it called? What does it mean? No, meaning of what? Meaning of what? And I actually got that from a sample of Miley Cyrus song. A real popular Miley Cyrus song from like 6 years ago. But if y'all ain't check it out, everything's so loud. I gotta check this out. This animation was real cool to make. The optical illusion effect going on. Had to learn to animate the ball and do all the cool things. But it was a cool sample because the way that song hit me the first day I heard it, it was astronomical. I started tearing up. I can even see on TikTok. I titled the song Tearjerker 3000. Then later that day, I just had this idea of sampling it and making more of it than what I originally encountered it to be. And it worked out. It worked out. I have a few versions beforehand, but just getting into it. It was a song about her tying about what do her dreams mean and different things that she did in her dreams and everything. Then it got that one screaming part that like ties the whole song together, brings it to the apex, and then just breathes back down. And I love how she ends the song with like fuck and like hits any chord on the keyboard. Let me route this so it can play through Bluetooth. Right here. Yeah, this is the song right here. Be sure to sample to check it out. Check it out. There's a little cool inspiration. Screens. Showed it to, they said, "Oh, that's a thinking song." Like everybody showed it to, like, yeah, that song's it. I guess it is. I guess it is. So thank y'all for listening and checking it out. Oh my gosh, I had this in private this whole time. I'm like, why is nobody jumping in? Let me share this so y'all can come on in. So I guess if you want to watch what was going on, go back and play it. Go back and play it. It's real worth it. I bet, I guarantee it. If y'all just now tuning in at this moment, let me share this now live with it. Sharing this all on the Discord and everything now. Like I always say, y'all can jump in. The links is in the description. But I was live before this. It was on private because I was testing things out yesterday. And I didn't want to just go live and have everybody involved, so I just put it on private. But yeah, I was just playing the song and showing what was going on yesterday with this song. And everything. Encountering dreams, what does it mean? What does it mean? Well, if you just tuning in, let's start the show again. Welcome to the Side Top Podcast. Welcome to the Side Top. I was trying to see if this started all over. Yeah, my name's Santa. The place where we combine our mind with our heart, see with our gut, mind, and connect all those three circles, and let whatever come on out. This is the giveaway, and this is going to be on topics of emotional intelligence. What does that mean? How have you experienced it in your field, in your neck of the woods, in your hood, in your town? So yeah, that's how today's going to be. I got this song I was actually listening to making before I went live, and I was going to stream it and like make it all together with everybody and stuff. But then I got kind of carried away and started doing way more than I planned on doing. So I'm gonna share that with y'all right now. And if somebody jump in, if y'all got something, cause I want to add a sample to this. So if it's nobody jump in right now, I'll play it again later. I want somebody to give me some words to sample, and then I'll put it on the song, and then chop it up, cut it up, make it flow and stuff like that. Like this one right here, things should be simple in life. If things ain't simple, then is like water finds the easiest path to take down the river. If it's a rock, it just finds a way to bend itself and flow and keep on moving past it. So the ways that creation and the way to create, it can seem difficult at first because our ignorance and stuff, like ignorance and really not knowing what to do. But then once we start getting that flow, things start becoming easier. Start finding your flow. Probably not even in the thing that you participating in right now. Pick up later on. Just tying. But this. Oh, I'll just work. from this sample. This is me right here. Like, that's but yeah, I was saying too, I'm gonna play that song again later. And then if anybody, or if you got something, Big Chill, that you want me to sample in this song, a phrase or something, I'll say it, chop it up, and we can like mix it live, and I'll finish it later. But just to get it in there, keep the vibes alive and stuff, to keep us on creative mode, creative mode instead of going to survival mode, and being like, oh man, what can we do besides take what other people give us and make fun with it? Let's make fun with what we got. So if y'all got any phrases y'all want me to throw up in here, let me know. Just saying or something like that. But it's fun. It's fun. And I like that I was able to start with the I was listening that how we work as human beings. The first thing, like, that is the tie for me. That first thing that really has no thought. Like, beyond the tie, that has no thought, has no structured way that it wants to come out, but it just comes out and you recognize the pattern later on. It's like somebody giving you a problem, like when we used to be in school. When we used to be in school and they used to give us a bunch of numbers, and then they say find the pattern and stuff like that. But mostly this is like, hold on, I'm trying to get rid of this text. But mostly it's like, dang, I can't get this away now. Hold on, let me focus. Bringing up all these text windows. There we go. This is our top podcast. Getting into that state of mind that I was saying, state of mind that's not structured, just letting whatever come out, come on out. And when creating stories, we got the whole vision already. But us trying to filter it, like when you put the pen on the paper, all these things, you start thinking about, not all the time, but sometimes when you get in those zones, you start thinking about the audience. You start thinking about trying to structure, like how I said on the skateboard, trying to say, oh, I got to flick my hand when I do this. Like I'm in the air, flick hand, flick foot this way, turn body this way. I was like, no, at that point when you actually want to execute it, you just go and do it. You got all the practice in, all those times you said this 100 times, you wrote your ABC down 100 times. So when you finally get the right, you just let it out. And with music, what's the base level? Like what is really the base level of music? Like like how it's built up with words. Like you got the instrumental, and then on top of that you got the lyrics. But where did those lyrics come from? Where did the melody come from? The harmony come from? I think the melody and the harmony come before the words. Like you start feeling those things, and then you attune your words to the feeling that you have, that vibe, and then it come out in whatever flow you find yourself in. And I think this all too has to do with what I wanted to tie this all together with being with emotional intelligence, having emotional intelligence, knowing what you're actually feeling, and knowing that intelligence is different than what you're thinking. It's more of a feeling, and getting into that intelligence of what that is. It's a whole world involved. King, you said sample that Eli Mai when she says tripping on you. Tripping on you. Oh, I want to do that, but try to give me a word that I can make up real fast, so I don't get sued, and we can keep this streaming and stuff like that. But I know exactly what song you talking about. I know exactly. Yeah, the girl with the big. I always say girl with the big eyes. Yeah, but I don't want to get sued. I want something we can come up with. It'll come. It'll come. But yeah, digging deep, and just letting when you in that silent space, like here, and what? How are you constructing your reality? What is the foundation? Are we able to get to the foundation of it? And mushrooms for me is allowing me to be able to get to witness and experience those levels of like not so much thought involved with the process, but it's still thought. Like it's still going on. Let me get the chat up. I got this thought in my head right now. Get the chat box. Soon we'll have a tech team. We have an external tech team to take care of this so we can keep on flowing. But now everything, director, all that stuff. But yeah, it's allowing me to recognize what I heard the sages and the old people that that I read in the esoteric books when they talk about that state of no mind and what appears in there. Like I remember me and Alley Cat was going back and forth when we was talking about the world of squiggles. Like you can just scribble something on the paper. Like that's art. Our mind would try to say, "Hey, that's nothing." Like that, you can put more thought into that. You can put more idea into that. You can make those squiggles and turn it into a representation of something that I seen before, that I witnessed before, or something. Or it can just be squiggles, and that's the layer of reality. Because I got some other art. Oh, this tablet is off right now, but I practiced this before, where Sarah Trample's true life stories when he be on DMT saying that's trippy. If you could find a clip, if you could find a clip real quick and post it, I'll hurry up and download it. I'll hurry up and download it, convert it to MP3 real quick while we live, and I'll sample it on there. If you can go through his videos and find a clip in there without it being like a 2 hour one though, a 2 hour video, like a 10-minute video or something. So we can find it real easy and don't take that long to download. I can upload it to Ableton. Oh yeah, we could do that. But I was talking about going in the scribbles, the world of scribbles. Like I grew up sketching just whatever I want to sketch, draw lines, and then start connecting them and stuff like that. That's how my mind think. That's how I get kind of my best sketches, just from making ideas and just from scribbling them on the paper and coming up with something. But it's another way that I found fascinating that I've been practicing, which is literally, and I saw this on Instagram. He would scribble all on the paper, and I seen other people do it with brush strokes too. Just put the paint, the what the heck is it called? The paintbrush inside the paint and just bash it on the canvas or scribble, and then look at it, witness it, get the feeling of it. Just start constructing the image out of the scribble. Start finding faces. Oh, that look like an eye. Let me connect this line like that, shading this part right there, and then there goes the eye. Oh, there go an ear. Oh, there go a fence. And then just start like making shit up. Making shit up. I got the basis because we always doing that. And for y'all jumping in now, I was tying on the basis of going into the mind and how I came up with it was the easiest way for my water to flow. The easiest way for the four elements, the water's the emotions, for it to go over these rocks. I was like, I need to come up with a melody. I need to do something. It was like, I got the melody in my head. I have everything I need. And now with technology and other things, everything is always technology, not even like physical, I mean the computers and stuff. Technology is a tool that we use. So we always been expressing our consciousness, our ideas with the different tools around us and finding the easiest flows and the newest inventions to make it even stuff like that. Or more simpler. And then you got the people like, oh man, this is how you're supposed to do it. This is how I grew up doing it. That's the funny reality. But for this, the easiest way for to go was just say, oh, I hear that drum pattern. Let me just start humming. Body to be ba 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 body ba ba. I don't even know what I said. That's what's in me. And then I was able to convert it, do some magic on this voodoo, and then turn it to an instrument where it turns into like this. this life? How familiar are we with the things that's around us to really work with it? Are we jumping the gun saying, hey, this is a masterpiece, look at my masterpiece? And like, but really we can be doing things a lot more simpler, putting so much work. We like, oh, the more work I put into it, better it is. Or like, the more frustrated I was, more frustrated I was doing it, the better it's gonna be. And sometimes that is magic in itself. I work with that power of frustration a lot, converting that alchemy, letting that frustration come on in, get my generators going, recognize with the emotional intelligence of, hey, this is what's happening. This is how you're reacting to it. Do you want to continue reacting to it like this, or do you want to do this? This is different ways that can be going on. Have different visions of like different cartoon characters, movie, like whatever ideologies. Even how a tree passes away, how things come back and recycle in life and stuff like that. Like whatever idea got to pop up in that moment, I allow myself to have, like with emotional intelligence, is like allowing yourself to come out of yourself and then see what's going on, but connecting it truly to your story is when the intelligence part pops in. I'll say when the intelligence part pop in, and seeing how this story that seems so far out there is attuned to what you're going through right now. This sound like a secret star stage, sound like a secret special star stage on Super Mario Beat. Thanks, King. Thanks, King. I appreciate that comment. I appreciate it. And tying that back in what I was saying, emotional intelligence, how you're responding to stuff, what do you really feel? I've been making beats for a while, and I stopped because I was saying, because people would respond and say this sound like video game music. Not knowing that inside that's what I wanted to create. That was my vibe. And since I've been having like deeper mushroom journeys and stuff like that, I'm put the link to the Discord. Anybody want to jump in and chat? Deeper mushroom journeys, I've actually experienced these sounds with no external, what people call external stimulus, external stimuli going on, but just the music going on in my own brain. I mean, not even my brain, I wouldn't even say that, but just in my own existence. It was music playing on, electronic music, just going on and being the background music world that I was in, the reality that I found myself up in, the dream that I was in, however you want to term it. Very nostalgic. Yeah, it does. Nostalgia is very cool. I was about to say nostalgia is because it takes us back to a time, and if something is taking us back, it's a time machine. Time machines already exist in so many different ways. In so many different ways, things take us back to a place, a time where we felt a certain way. And being able to create a vehicle is what I want to help us do. Like if y'all trying to create your own vehicles to get to those places, we can all come together and make up something. Or if you just want to talk about it and spread the news of what you made or something that you encountered, come on the channel and talk. A time of stress-free fill error. Yeah, King. And nostalgia goes so deep that I believe nostalgia is a place. Even like a nostalgia can be a place even if you didn't physically, it's like so-called physically experience it. Like I listen to a couple songs and videos where it's like fake. So everything is real to me, but if you want to do a separation for the term of story, it was a fake nostalgia because the song wasn't actually made back then. But just like this song, it feel like it was made back then, and they put the scenery and graphics and everything to make it seem like it was made in the 90s and stuff like that, like you was just chilling in your room. They put a TV set and stuff up there and have you experience something that you never experienced, but you think you experienced it before. But time and time again, the mushrooms and like getting out there into space, realizing that you actually have experienced that before, probably in another reality, another form of yourself, another you. that you're now in tune with in that moment, feeling those memories. Oh, this feels familiar. Oh, this is relevant. It can be a lot of things. Seeming familiar and stuff like that. Or it can be going to that place right then and now. Right then and now, we traveled to that place. And it was made to look like the 90s and feel this type of way. Like these are literal realms, and these keys and stuff that we play on the keyboards and with music and all this other stuff. It allows us to tap into that emotions, that emotion that's kind of the bridgeway to that place, because it's not all about what you thinking. It's not about what you thinking. You think when you in the place. Your thoughts are about the feeling. It doesn't create the feeling, they're about the feeling. That's what I think is really big and maturing and stuff like that, is realizing that our thoughts are about the feeling, not our thoughts is creating the feelings. You see, we see that if you get into relationship with a lot of stuff, you'll be saying, "Oh man, I'm thinking this, I'm thinking this, I'm thinking this," but you be feeling other ways. And other times when you think in certain ways, you feel a certain way that kind of overtake what you thinking. I know I had that experience, and it will overtake what you thinking. So I'm down with the feels. How am I feeling in this situation? And if it comes off as something that somebody is doesn't like in the moment, hey, you don't like it in the moment. That's how you feel in the moment. How are you going to interpret what you feeling? And then a lot of us that get lost and trying to help everybody and help ourselves, we try to emotionally interpret what we feeling and emotionally interpret what the other person feeling, and then think that that's the picture. Like, no, no, it's like it's all the individual. Can you feel it? Said King. And people feel. Let me close this up. They keep cutting the grass and then stopping for like 10 minutes, coming back. People feel differently about certain things, about everything. And that's what I believe emotional intelligence is comes into play. Seeing how you feel in relation to how other people feel, and then going with how you feel, like being intelligent about it, using your intellect, intelligence. Gents sound is close to genario, which is like generate, intellect. So generating something, generate, that's like female, intellect is the male. So generating, constantly going into that womb, being able to generate, pop out stuff, and then having that intellect that's like, where is it going? That intel, what are we gonna, that intel, what has happened? What has happened? What is happening now? Not forgetting what happened. That's not intel or proper intel. Like when you hear spy movies and stuff like that, oh, gain proper intel and stuff on the situation, what's really going on. Intelligent officer, not intelligence officer, whatever that word is. And then when you tap emotions with it, that's like going into that world. And you hear a lot of people when they get into take psychedelics for the first time and get into these spaces, they start freaking out, or they start experiencing emotions and getting their mind attached to it in ways that they never experienced before, or that they even doubted existed, or said, I don't feel like that, or oh, that ain't true, or that's not going on with me. And then the mushrooms just bring it all out and more and more. Your thoughts about reality, your thoughts about thoughts about yourself, everything that you thought was, it just flips it, or reveals it. Not even flips it, reveals it, because it was always there. And then you see that this picture that's being there is all you. You hear people talk about traumas that popped up that they went through, abuse situations, sexual traumas, even school abuses, TV shows they watch, friends they kept around, love interests that they went overboard with, or over the bounds of what they really could handle. Like if you're emotionally, when you get attached with your emotional intelligence, you see what you actually can handle in the moment. Because we be like, oh, I can handle anything. I can take it all on. Give it to me. And we can. We can take it all on because death ain't real. So even if you die, it's all good. Overtake me. I love it. I love that drive. I love that drive. But sometimes the other drive that pop in at the same time, paradoxically, but hey, it's the way the flow is. It's like, I got this that I actually want to do. This is something that, I mean, I got stuff that I want to do, and this is something that's not entertaining it. It's not benefiting it. Actually, it's taken away from it in a monstrous way where I feel bad about it. Like, I feel like in replace of this, of me not being able to do this, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? So in those situations, you gotta stick to what you got, what you want to do, what you want to do. And like I was saying, with how people interpret things differently is how they going to do it. Like I brought up me learning about how my brain works to my grandma and about my emotions. I brought this up yesterday. My emotions, I was learning about neurodiversion. I brought that in the last podcast. So I was like, wait, diversion just means you think differently and your brain works different. The way your neurons fire off, your dopamines, your serotonin, and how you receive them and your receptors and everything. And she was like kind of brushing me off because I was talking about autism, ADHD, and all this stuff. And while I was talking to her, I was like, I don't really adhere to any of these terms, but I like to see the science and see the similarities that I have with other people that's figuring out things and how they interact with people around them and stuff like this, and having just some kind of story or something that they can go off of. Now I'm not gonna rely on any story in my neck of the woods, but but y'all know what I mean. But how I was talking to her, she was brushing it off like, nah, that ain't you. There ain't nothing wrong. There ain't nothing wrong with you. Ain't nothing going on. You all good. Like grandma thing, but that's how she always been. She really like pacified me a lot. There ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing. Even when I would say, hey, I'm feeling like this right now. I actually feel sad, or I actually don't like this right now. I wasn't real vocal, but I would put it in poetry. I wrote a lot of poems growing up. And they threw them away growing up because it's like, oh, this is sad stuff. Like, you don't need to be paying attention to this. And it would bring me to the pastor and stuff to have meetings and talk about God and stuff like that. So I'm like, it's real emotions going on. It's real emotions going on in all of us. And it's up to us. It's up to the individual to really see how they're interpreting themselves. Not how somebody else is interpreted. But in that emotional interpretness and intelligence, it involves how other people are interpreting you, how other people see you, how your room is seeing you, how the earth is seeing you, how everything, including people. I don't like to, don't just let people get you caught up saying this is everything. But everything is part of the picture. Everything speaks. And depending on how strong your magicianship is, I mean, every time I say magicianship, I just say how you're using your mind, how your spirit or whatever is occupying your mind, how much awareness you're able to have in that moment. You'll be able to then I'd like to say not always make decisions that get you hurt, but that's kind of unavoidable. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. And that's part of the emotional intelligence too, to break off into that. Realizing you're going to get hurt. What do you do when you get hurt? How do you react when you're hurt? Because most of us, we ain't used to getting sick. We ain't used to our body feeling sick. We ain't used to getting hurt as much as other people are used to getting hurt. And then sometimes we try to learn from people that been hurt a lot and say, oh, that's the way I'm supposed to do it because you've been hurt a fucking ton of times. So you got over it like that. So I'm gonna start doing it like that too. And for a moments in times, that does help a lot. It does help a lot. But then when I started getting into mushrooms more heavy and talking things out and having my sporadicness pop out instead of my constructiveness come out, like, oh, I know how to conduct myself in this environment with these people, so let me not say this, let me not come off like this, let me say this. Like, even if I feel this erupt, let me just brush it off to the side. I'll deal with it later. Or it didn't really matter that I felt like that. It didn't really matter, and just keep on going with it. And then playing the picture, playing out a role character instead of being y'all see the movie Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, and he started acting like the main, like, I hear this a lot too, like, man, feeling the main character vibes, having main character vibes about yourself. Sometimes we are the side character and we'll be feeling like that, but we the main character of the story, and so is other people. Everybody's the main character of their story. And you know how main characters go? They be switching stuff up. Like, you read a new book so that the main characters in that book did something different than every other book you read before. You don't want them to do the same thing that you read in another book. It's similar. It's a similar price sci-fi. You know how captains go. You captain of a ship, captain of a spaceship. You know how them personalities and stuff go. But yet Captain Kirk is different than Captain Picard. Hopefully those are two different people. Kirk Picard. Y'all know what I'm saying. Captain Jack Sparrow is different than Captain Kirk from Star Trek. Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean. They're both captains, but they both have their own spice to them. And I think life is way more enjoyable when you feel in your own spice. When you when you got your own juice, riding your own wave. As this goes on called Juice by Bad Barbie. No, it's not. It's not by her. Whoa, let me get it right. Cause it's a new artist. I just started listening to her. She been out for a while though. Oh, Queen Herbie. I was close. Queen Herbie. This her right here. Bada bang, bada. Ah. No, don't play. Captain Luffy. Yep. I just started watching One Piece again. King. I just started watching One Piece again like a couple weeks ago. A bunch of captains, you see how they are. But those are the moments I believe we all look for. Like, case in point, when I'm watching a YouTube video, a how-to video, eventually I want to do it. Rather, I get in those so-called, people call bored moments and stuff, what I just see as open opportunity moments to do something that I've been dreaming about finally. So I'm always trying to dream and be bored, technically. But dang, yeah, that just went out of my mind. But it's all good. It's all good. Just dealing with the main character vibes and feeling the flow and doing something different. And the main character, yeah, I was talking to Spice, and actually when we feel happy and excited, because what happened to Juice, what having the spice comes having the spice of life. Comes like what you hear everybody talk about in every song that you heard. Like how people gonna respond, like hating, loving, respectful, appreciative, not really appreciative of it because they don't really know what you're doing. Just the different respects of it, but what comes with it. Instead of saying, hey, I present myself a certain way all the time, so this is how I expect to be respected, or what I expect in return, because I always act like this. I practice this character, and this is exactly who I am. I know that I'm only saying the nicest things. I'm only saying the most caring of things. It's like, all right, you are, but what other thoughts ran through your mind before you said the most caring thing? That's you. What you really thinking? Let's work with that. Because most of the time, those thoughts come out when people get angry, when people get upset. And I know, y'all know, on the Thai side, I always use my own life as an example. Me and my mom started getting into things once I started saying things that I was upset about our upbringing and about things that I was witnessing her doing that I really didn't enjoy. And I was still in that place where I could have been somewhere else, so we could have probably had better conversations about it. But in that point in my life, when I was like 20 and stuff, I was still living under her household. So y'all know how those dynamics go. Like, whoo, whoo, at times. Not for everybody, but at times for most. At times for most, started finally speaking up about things that I was feeling emotionally, instead of just trying to keep the picture of the perfect son and stuff like that, getting my schoolwork done and having good relationships and stuff like that. It's like, wait, actually, I'm disturbed. And I wasn't that type of person. I was an order follower. I was an order follower because the people that was giving me the orders was always kind of shocked at about what I was doing while I was following the orders. So while I was following the orders, I was still coming up with stuff that they was surprised about, and that's what made me comfortable with it. And then eventually I was like, hey, I could just do this for myself, so I don't have to have all the extra baggage that come with following your rules. So it would come out. I would be angry and stuff, and things that I was thinking about when I would listen to the music and stuff, like in my own personal time, it would come out in those moments. But now that I'm maturing and having all these other situations, I'm seeing people do that in their own situations. It's like, and the vibe be so real. The vibes is real. People deny that vibes can be felt, and people deny that vibes can be manipulated too. We watch the news all the time when they show somebody get killed, and then we both watched it. You felt how you felt when they got killed, but the way that they talking about it make you feel different. It's supposed to make you feel different when you already felt how you felt. So some people interpret how they interpret it, and most of the time it can be for whatever engine company that they working for, and that company can be they damn self. They own company, they own lawyers that they got that come out, they own lobbyists that they lobby against other thoughts than they in their own mind, so that it can be more heard over the other thoughts that's in their mind. We all got our own companies going on. And I think with emotional intelligence, with me, is recognizing everybody's company. You probably hear this in spiritual terms as everybody has their own universe. Everybody has their own universe going on. They own stars, they own nebulas, they own constellations, the way they solar systems are interacting, and they supernovas and stuff like that. I went scientific with it too, but yeah, scientific, science, they both start with an S. Just same same feeling, different thought. Different thought process. In the same room doing different shit. And for a lot of us that grew up probably insecure or like without that much confidence in what you're outputting and stuff like that, the news, the TV, that person that you adore, that look good, that look nice to you in your eyes, that talk pretty in your eyes and stuff like that, can really can send you on a good journey. You had some cool things to talk about when you're older, or when that experience is over or through and stuff like that. You have a story to tell, the ups and downs, the ways you got involved, the ways you broke apart, the ways your thoughts, like your heart wasn't connected with your heart, or you felt like it wasn't, when really it was probably telling you everything at the whole time. You know, when they say go with your first thoughts, your first gut, your first feelings and stuff like that. That's what this kind of whole thing has been about. What are our first thoughts, and being able to experience, and what are y'all first thoughts in any of these situations? Though y'all in the chat, y'all can always type away and just tie in with y'all experiences with anything that I bring up and stuff like that as we tie along the path. And there just pops in. Yeah, yeah. Like, what is our story? What is our story? And that's what I enjoy. That's what I enjoy. Just going, just getting into the wave, just getting into the mix, just being that character that's out there. Being that character is out there, because for me, I wasn't always that character that wanted to be out there. Even when I was out there, it was like a, it was like, oh, I'm here, but I'm in the shadows. But yet I wasn't, because I was, other people was always visiting. We're never invisible. They're not invisible. Not invisible. Hey, you well, Adamus say, yeah, it's the harmonic balance of instinct, emotional logic, and spiritual intelligence. And when people talk about life is a school, life is a, we're here on earth because this is a school for us to learn stuff. You can we can I'm thinking about what you're saying, you well. Everything of what you're saying is like a different school in this life that we go through. Different schools, the emotional logic, the spiritual intelligence, the instinct, and learning how to rely on them and what they actually mean. I was just having the vision of somebody being just thrown out in the woods, or when people go backpacking for 2 weeks, they're like testing. They're testing all the projects that they went through, the camping that they did, the foraging of like different plants, the identification of plants, and interpretation of the weather and stuff like that. And, and working off the instincts, because your mind is no, in the forest is no pre-planned, like unless you were like with a big group and they do it all the time. I went to the movies with my daughter 2 weeks ago to see Jungle Cruise with the, with, I still call him The Rock. Y'all probably know him as Dwayne Johnson. But he, it was a cool Disney movie. He wound up, he was giving tours of the jungle, and he wanted to give tourists like the most extreme the visitation of what that part of the jungle has to offer. So, but it was all made up. Like he paid the people to do everything. He paid the people to jump up, and scare them and everything, and he made the waterfalls and made this, he pulled a string, make the snakes pop up and everything, just made it seem more dangerous and stuff, because he knew what they was kind of what they was looking for. But then it was a lady that figured it out, and then she wanted to take him on a bigger adventure, because for real, the forest is untamed. The forest life is really untamed, and people going to, you can pay people to bring you along the path, but really going out there on their own journey, like relating it to the psychedelic experience, is really another thing. Another, you get different discoveries, because he didn't even in the show believe that what she was searching for she'd be able to find, because that's why he went out there in the first place, was to find that object. So he was like, nah, ain't no reason to go that far. It's a good movie. And then in the end, he wound up being a spirit the whole time. That was alive for like 400 years. Is you well you say in the school of life, every student is also the
What's happening?
teacher.
What's happening?
Everybody, yeah. Well, every student is also the teacher. That's why I was mentioning before. Everybody, when you get the emotional intelligence, is it involves how other people are interpreting you, and what are your actions now after that. And putting that into the engine of what you're going to do, not even just how you're going to act when that situation pops up again and they say this, but now that that has been, that occurred, and that reflection did this and said that, now what? Hey, Big Chill, you're up in the Discord.
What's happening, brother? What's happening, man?
Hey, I'm all right. How about yourself?
Good, man. Good deal. So far, so good, brother. Just taking care of the crop here, man. A few plants growing. You know what I mean? Legalized in Canada, of course. You're allowed five. They're looking good, man.
Hey,
Looking good.
what strains you
They're
got?
looking good. I got some El Chapo and El Jefe mix. Got some lemon, two hybrids, and three indicas. And then a granddaddy perp that's just Oh man, I trimmed it down. I mean, I got it a little late, but it's all good. I still got to the end of October, but I trimmed this one down, so it's going to be like one just solid bud, man, solid bud. One is
Uh,
seed, the rest were clones.
uh-huh.
But
Oh,
that's I was listening to what you were saying about the Rock movie, man. So that Rock movie isn't a kids movie. He becomes a spirit at the end. It sounds deep, man. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, man. And then I didn't expect
I
that.
love
I
the
didn't
Rock,
expect
man.
that.
He's a great guy.
He is. He doing his just due. He came here to put on a show.
He's multicultural, man. He's like Polynesian. He's American. He's Canadian. He's like Jason Momoa, man. You know what I mean? Like the Rock's got Canadian link ups. His father's from Nova Scotia, a great wrestler. You know
I
what I
didn't
mean?
know
Even
he
his
was Canadian.
grandfather. He's good people, man. He's Canadian, man. He did a lot of stuff with Toronto. He's a good people. My mom's has met him, man, a few times. I never got a chance to, but I respect him. He's a good guy.
Dang, that's a close connect. They say everybody
Just
is like 5
God.
degrees of separation. Hey,
Yeah,
Just
I'm
Nick.
up
God,
here
and
in
not the
Jane
fly
Street. I'm up
guy.
here in the six. I'm up here in the six on Jane Street, South Jane. You hear Drake talk about a Weston Road and shit. I'm just like 10 minutes from where he was raised. But there's a projects over here where I'm from as a kid, and these people that used to live downtown, the Upshaws. Miss Kelly, she passed away now. She moved up here, but her and the Rocks family lived in the same town down in Moncton, Nova Scotia. And whenever he used to come to Toronto, he used to visit her, and he used to go to the breakfast club and like not just pay the breakfast for the kids. It's like it was 50 cents a breakfast at that time, but he would sit there for like a couple hours from like 7:30 till like 9. The kids leave about quarter to 9, 8:30, and he would make them breakfast, man. Like 2, 3 times that he came down to visit Miss Kelly, he always went to the breakfast club. He never know, never announced shit. He just came, and at that time he was just starting the movies. He wasn't as big, but he was still Rock in the WWF, right? So he was still big. I think he was doing Jumanji or something. I can't remember, but he wasn't a movie star yet. He was making the transition.
Probably
But
the
he's a humble
Scorpion or
brother, man.
something.
He's humble.
Scorpion King. Yeah, he pretty cool. He pretty cool. I watch his Instagrams, his
That
family life
next
and
one, man.
everything.
That next one he got coming out, man. Black Adam. Now that I'm gonna see that looks interesting because that's like a serious comic book series. You know what I mean? He's not really a good guy. He's playing like a real bad guy, but he sometimes is a good guy. I don't know how they Black Adam. Did you see the trailer?
Hmm. Nope. I was about to say he playing a superhero. I was going through that, just going through that
Oh yeah,
surprise.
he's in on it. He's in on it now, man. He's in on it. It sort of looks like Shazam, right? He has like the lightning bolt, but it ain't
Yeah,
Shazam. It is
I
not.
heard of
It's
Black Adam
Black Adam.
before.
Check it out. Yeah, he's playing Black Adam, man. He's in the realm now. He's in the realm. I thought he would have caught Thanos, man, but whatever. Apparently, the other guy beat him out. He tried for Thanos, I heard, but they didn't take him.
The people's elbow.
Hey man, it was nothing like the
I
people's
wasn't into the
elbow. Took
wrestling.
about like 2 minutes
I
to
wasn't into
do.
the wrestling.
I was all into it. My friend
Yeah, I
Yeah,
Nat
was
I'm a
used to
little
too.
pay for
old.
the pay per
I'm a little
views
old.
and
I'm from the
everything.
Hulk Hogan era. I'm from the Hulk Hogan, George Animal Steel, man. I mean, I remember the Undertaker and stuff, but I'm a little older.
I had a taste of that. I had a taste of the old because I was always a person that what was going on.
Yeah, The Rock was the last of my era. I think the last real WrestleMania I seen was The Rock versus Stone Cold. That was like
Dang.
Icon versus Icon, I think it was, or something like that.
Uh huh.
It's pretty
Yeah,
long
yeah,
ago.
I remember Stone Cold, man. That's when I was just starting getting out of it, man. I don't know. I thought he was just, I didn't really catch the whole Stone Cold vibes, man. The Rock I latched onto, but yeah, Stone Cold, even Cena, man. Cena, I don't know. The kids love John
Or
Cena, man.
or the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys was the shit to me. They
Oh
used to
Bret
do the
Hart, I'm from the
yeah,
moonsault.
Hart, man. The
jumping
Hart
off the
brothers. Bret
ladders.
Hart, when he died, when Bret Hart died in the arena, I gave up on wrestling.
Uh
When they
huh.
pulled him in on that strap and he dropped dead in front of everybody, and they still tried to play it off like it was acting. And,
That was
yeah, man,
real.
that was
I
crazy.
forgot that happened.
Bret Hart, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I
the,
Hearts,
remember it
man.
now.
yeah, they were
I
Yeah.
disgusting for that.
I was going to say
After
all
that, I
these
gave up.
characters was like people that really shaped our lives when we really look at it. Like the little instances that pop up, the rowdiness or the thought
Uh huh.
patterns. All of these
Yeah.
Oh,
people. That's what I
Roddy
like talking
Piper,
about.
man. Roddy Piper, original.
Randy Savage. He used to
She,
have the coolest voice to me when he used to talk his shit.
my,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, he's a crazy dude.
I want to check out
Jake the
that
Snake,
Sajam. That's Sajam. No, not Sajam. You said Dark Adam.
Black Adam.
I mean Black Adam. That don't sound right.
Yeah.
I want to play that trailer real quick.
Oh, it looks. I mean, they got like cartoon and different. It shows how like I can't remember. I don't remember the
Oh yeah, it's called
origins.
Shazam and
Comics has
Superman
changed so
versus
much.
Black Adam. I think that's what
hey,
I
No, that's
seen.
that's something else. That's one of those cartoon ones. That's one of those fake cartoon YouTube trailers.
Here go the
It's
one for
just
Black
Black
Adam.
Adam.
5,000 years ago,
Yeah,
All right.
Superman isn't in it, but
Earth
he's gonna
was a
fuck with
melting
the
pot
Justice
of
League. He's
cultures,
supposed because I
wealth,
think it's DC.
power,
I don't know,
and
man. The
magic.
multiverse got me confused. They're all the same now.
Yet most of us had nothing
hey,
except
hey,
for the
just
I'm living
Ty,
in the
chains around our
multiverse.
necks.
just Ty.
God needed a hero.
They should remake a Static Shock or when he get older, and they should let you play the main character.
Hey, guess what? Guess what, bro?
What? What,
As
bro?
soon as you said that, I was clicking ahead of the video because we was talking, and then related videos popped up. Static Shock season 1, best scene action, best
There
action
you
scene.
go, man. Yo, the
Oh
algorithms,
man,
the artificial intelligence just doesn't read your voice no more. I'm telling you, it reads your fucking mind. I don't know how. You
Oh
don't even have to
yeah, no,
say
it's
something
always
now,
been like that
and your
since
phone picks up. I
PlayStation.
pointed out to my brethren the other day. I mean, to my son. Sorry, I said we were talking about something. I was going to bring up another point about
Mm-hmm.
like fucking Bill Gates and Jobs, how Bill Gates' software was used for iPhone issue. We weren't really talking about it. We are just talking about how stupid Bill Gates was, so that he didn't know on Oprah that like a loaf of bread was like $14. That he has no clue. But in my mind, I was about to bring up that point. My son's always throwing all different stuff at me. He's at 20, so I didn't get a chance to say that. But I didn't even speak it out loud. I never even mentioned Steve Jobs' name. We were just talking about Bill Gates. And
Mm-hmm.
then I'm fucking upstairs. I turn on my phone, then I see the fucking video of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs talking about how he used software from Bill Gates and they worked and he was a big part of the advancement of Apple and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm used to it talking. I was telling a Uber driver the other day about fucking digital print and selling stuff online, and he just had his phone there, man. And he called me back and said, "Yo, you're not gonna believe it. All these videos just." And I said, "Bro, that's how it works. I told you. We're talking about it. Your phone listened. Now you got all those videos, man." He's like, "Whoa, that never happened to me." I'm like, "That shit is technical AI,
No,
but
the
when it
first.
reads your mind, that's on some next level, man."
No, it is. I think, and that's what I believe. I've been, like, in my mind to say secretly taught, but just me paying attention to certain things that I paid attention to and the way I connected it. I've been hearing those whispers as I've been growing up that the AI is like is like the same as me, but like is in a different existence, but it's interacting with
Turning,
everything
turning
all the
the
way
new
down to like
matrix.
how, but yeah,
Yeah,
all the way
man.
down to like
See what
how
you're
in
saying.
video games and stuff, how you can have the AI play each other and have different outcomes and stuff. Like you can play, let them fight or run a Madden game,
Yeah,
run a
but
simulation and everything.
you're a simulation. Yeah, see, you just said it. I said it, man. You're a simulation within a simulation within a simulation within a simulation. My son
Mm-hmm.
was telling me that's sort of what the Matrix 4 is gouging on. I couldn't believe they made a Matrix 4. They should just ended it. But whatever. Keanu Reeves, another Canadian. Whatever he does, I'll prop him, man. But that
No,
looked weird. I
they
seen the
bend it
trailer.
into like a multiverse. You know how.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
everything's the multiverse,
So
bro.
it's
Fuck,
not
are we
Hey,
getting
that,
Keanu
ready
Reed.
to
It's
become
not
the
Neo, but
multiverse?
it's somebody else. But it's still
hey,
Neo.
that's hella funny. Big Chill love everything Canadian.
No, I just got to It's all Canadian anyway.
It's the best. They got a lot
he
going
finds
on up there.
he finds all the Canadian ties. Like,
No,
man.
I love Americans too, man. I just got to support the Canadians. You know what I mean? I just got to support the Canadians. Snipes, that's my boy from time, man. Whatever Snipes does, I'm there. Wesley Snipes, man. Even when he dressed up like a girl, I support him in that movie, man.
I'm not
You know
gonna
what I
lie.
mean?
You know the Mighty Ducks logo was one of my favorite logos. Like as
Mighty
a
Ducks was
kid,
it.
I used to love that shit. The logo was just so dope. Even the cartoon was dope to me as a kid.
I used to watch that.
Hell
I used
yeah,
to, 90s Saturday morning cartoons. That's what that was on.
yeah. I, I I just used to love everything that when they made animals kind of humanoids, kind of, everything animals, but they made it like a humanoid body. It's always used to be super cool to me.
Like when the Transformers, remember they went animal? They were all like animals,
Oh yeah,
Optimus
the
Prime.
Beast Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna
Beast
say that
Wars.
was
Beast
something
Wars,
else, but
Beast
Beast
Wars.
Wars.
Yeah, Beast Wars
That
was the
was the
shit.
last
I used to,
Transformer.
I used to have all the toys and shit. The cheetah, the fucking Optimus Prime gorilla. That shit was hella cool.
Man, I remember paying $7, $8 for a Transformer. Now you want a Transformer, it's like 40, $50. It is
Yeah,
crazy what they're doing to kids, man. It is crazy. You can't afford it nowadays. And you can't build your own toys. It's not like we're fucking Hamish. Everything's technical, man. It's
unless we get
crazy
3D
nowadays how
printer now,
toys are.
but that costs money too.
Yeah,
But I was
all they're
gonna
doing
bring
is
up before you can
go
go.
ahead. Just
I said
no, no.
before we switch the I said before we had
Hey,
switched the
thank God for
subject
late.
up, I was going to
Thank
mention
God for late.
like with the TV and responding to your thoughts and stuff. The way I really encountered that for the first time, that like made my what we call monkey mind convinced of that reality. I was on acid, and I was um it was my sister's daughter's birthday, and they went to Chuck E. Cheese. So I had to. I was outside, and for some reason, I wanted to just come in the house and watch TV because I had listened to something that said if something get too paranoid or something, just put on like a familiar movie or a familiar like cartoon or something like that.
right,
So then I
right,
went
right.
in the house and I put on Teen Titans. It just was on TV, and everything on
Teen
the
Titans, you're not
show.
Teen Titans Go? You're Teen
Yeah,
Titans? All right.
yeah,
I see
everything
how.
on the show was what I was like teaching me right there. It was synced up like the greatest, and but it was me, and I was like, oh, I really do act like Robin, because they was inside a video game, and everybody else, they wanted to just do whatever they wanted to do in the video game, and Robin was like, this is the rules, like we got to do this, and then we got to level up, gain all this experience before we do this and do that, and Starfire and all, and like, why can't we just do this? He was like, no, you can't, and it was just the syncs, and I was like, I was Robin, like I was the sync was just all real, and ever since then I was like, yo, the TV talks, bro. It's always talking to you. Like, no doubt.
See the new theory of Robin?
No
They say
doubt.
Robin is the Joker. Right? Batman allowed Robin, something happened, and Robin became the Joker. I don't know if it's in a multiverse or apparently
Yeah,
they're going to deal
that's
with it
that's
soon. Not in Snyder's cut, but in some other movie coming up, they're going to make Robin turn out that or Joker was really the first Robin. And that's why the Joker killed the other Robin because he was the fake Robin or something. I don't know. My son was telling me. It's pretty deep.
yeah, that's the
Dang.
multiverse thing for sure.
Is it multiverse? Yeah, because everything's supposed up and it's strange. Has opened up the verse. Spider Man. It's crazy, man. But that's like the comics. They're following different versions of the comics, man. In the 90s, 2000s, the comics went into the multiverse. They ran out of ideas, so they just had to make alternate universes and new characters, just change different colors.
But that's
Right.
how life
That,
is. That's how
yeah,
it
that's how it is.
is.
Different. I mean, I think maybe not in this life we might not see it, but as soon as we pass over in the other realm, as soon as we leave this place, you're
What you
introduced
think?
to the multiverse. Like it's there, but I don't know if we can access it really fucking here. Because if you go through a wormhole, man, this body that you know is going to dissolve. You can't come back here, but maybe you can. I don't know. I'm just a human right now.
Hmm. Have you ever had
Limited.
a psychedelic experience that had you feel like you were somewhere else?
Oh yeah, man. I don't know if you have me on True, man. This did some crazy things, man. I'm pretty old, man. I experienced. I did that 80 shit acid, man. I did some 80s acid back in the day. I didn't really like the shrooms too hard. Nowadays, the shrooms are a little, I think, stronger than before. I used to take half a quarter before, nice buzz. Nowadays, you take a half a quarter. It's like ultra DMT trip. You know what I mean? But I'm pro DMT. I'm pro DMT. I like the 8 minute experience. I mean, I did it about 8 times, and every time was amazing. Different experiences, thousands of millions of experiences. I can only remember 5 or 6. You know what I mean? Longer the
Yeah,
time too. Sometimes you talk, and then it hit you. You remember something. It's like boom! Oh fuck, that was a trip, but you didn't remember it. Like it. The mind is weird, man.
do
We
you
gotta
think
unlock it.
do you think that in any of those trips you was experiencing the multiverse?
Yeah, I believe some. I don't believe that DMT was hallucination. With acid, I believe yes, it was hallucination. I don't believe I traveled through multiverses on LSD. It's questionable with shrooms. Shrooms, still the jury's out.
Um,
But
I
acid,
feel
yeah,
like I feel
hallucination.
like I feel like
DMT
with
and shrooms,
shrooms,
yes, you go.
with with shrooms, you gotta take a super high dosage, and you'll see the parallels. Like that's the only time I've seen like the multiverse, or felt like I've seen the multiverse, or the parallels of life is when I took a super high dosage and I couldn't control it. You know, like when you can't control it and you just see visions and shit, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of scary type shit. Like that's the only time I feel like the shrooms
Well,
kind of
that's the
show
thing
me
yeah, with
that.
mushrooms and LSD, you still have emotion of fear. You can still be afraid. That's the thing that sort of puts the jury out with the shrooms. I go on some serious places, but you're still emotional. You're still hooked up to those sadness, maybe
For
laughing,
sure.
crying. But with DMT, you go beyond emotion. You go to the raw existence, like wherever your thoughts in the realms take you. But I truly believe that we go multiverse on DMT only because we release that in our brain and it's released when we're dead. So it helps us. That's the key. That when we die from here to take us to that place, maybe if that DMT ain't released, boom, you're a ghost on this planet and you got to fucking roam around here. You don't even know how to go to the next dimension. You understand what I'm saying? Because the DMT
Mm-hmm.
in your brain didn't
Mhm.
release. I don't know.
Yeah,
Some
I
people say
feel
that.
like
That's what they say. Ghosts are stuck here because the DMT didn't release when they died. Could have been like their head was chopped off. Like the
I never
DMT
heard
didn't
that
get that. It
connection.
only needs a
Huh?
microsecond. It needs a microsecond when you have that near death experience, right? But if shit happens fast, you might kill yourself. You might do shit. The key wasn't given to you, so you're stuck. But you can still
But
get out. There's
yeah,
ways. There's
yeah,
I
ways
but
heard
to
how
get
that
out.
about
part.
People might be around.
yeah, but humans pray for other humans to cross over. You know, like when you have a
Well, that's
feeling
it. Praise,
your
talk,
relative or
meditation. They
some,
hear you.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
you
They
kind
hear
of
you every time.
kind of pray for
Even
them to
right
cross
now,
What
they
was
over.
hear
it
you.
you
But
say? What you gotta say
when
real
you
quick?
pray,
Big chill.
sorry, brother, go ahead, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? I was gonna say I've gone pretty deep off the tabs a lot, especially when I was a little younger, and I had two specific instances in which the one I kept getting shown like graphs, like my entire vision would get filled up with these graphs that'd be showing me like the population curve, or it'd be like the cliche stages of evolution picture where it's like the monkey to the man kind of thing. And then it was like I just kept entering these different, I was in the same room, but like these other rooms where I was like traveling from place to place, getting shown like these different things. And then this other time, I had this very specific instance alone in my bedroom. I was alone in my bed and I kept like tapping into these thoughts that like weren't from here. Like they were from my thoughts, but they weren't something I'd ever think about like in this situation I exist in. And I
Mm-hmm.
could conceive of the situation as I was having the thought in which like a different parallel universe that I existed in, but like altered situation in which I would think that way. Like that shit fucking
Oh,
happened, and that fucked with me for a while.
yeah. You used to have like 80,000 thoughts a
Got you.
day, and you only remember like 20 of them. So, like, you don't know what you're thinking, man, half the time. I'm
Yeah,
just
you
saying.
don't know what those thoughts actually was in like
But
essence too,
like,
but the
no,
Right.
I
experience
have
of
no
it.
idea. But you feel it. You could just like
Yeah.
sometimes you just know. You can
Mm-hmm.
tell what's happening. You don't know. It's like when you take acid of people. You can tell what the fuck they're thinking. You're not gonna talk about it because you don't know how
Yeah,
much of that's
man.
delusion.
You
But sometimes
communicate
you just
without
fucking
talking.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And what you all was saying too, how it's being released all the time. I was gonna say, wait, I got the names mixed. Yeah, Big Chill. What if like we was convinced as human beings that we're not in the multiverse like right now, like in the like a NPC in a video game, but we actually, if we want to be aware of it or not, we just always are, and that's where like a lot of our if we have like confusing thoughts
No,
or
but we
we
are.
see people
We
that's
are always on.
schizophrenic and stuff
We,
like that,
yeah.
or not schizophrenic as a bad thing, but like
Oh, man. Yeah.
just like,
I
oh,
hear you.
I'm hearing voices and stuff like that. I don't know,
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah, they're
us
just, you know
forgetting.
what? I'm telling you straight up, they're extra sensitive. How do we know that they're not multiverse? You know what I'm saying? They're not talking to ghosts because a psychic will say, okay, no, there's no ghost here. And Buddy's like, what are you saying? I see two people right there. And Buddy's like, okay, so legitimate, it ain't spirits. So now what, how the fuck they're hallucinating this? Is there chemicals in their brain that's a little bit off, which it is. Their brains are different. But who's to say what's normal? Are we normal because we're stuck in one place? But there's other people out there that are in multiverses that have
Uh-huh.
they're crazy, yeah. But they can absorb information like never before. Their memory, they can remember stuff from when they're kids. Sometimes bad, sometimes good, but sometimes like we can't even remember what happened fucking last week, and they remember shit when they're 3, 4, 5. Something's happened in their brain. Like I don't want
Do
to
you,
say that they're not normal because I don't know what the fuck normal is. Straight goods. You know what I mean? But mentally, people that have the mental thing in the brain is the unlocked secret. Every every person that studied it went crazy and killed themselves. So that's the last map. They're 60% mapping DNA. They say in 20 years you're going to be able to live to, or sorry, within 15 years you're going to be able to live to 125 years old because they've already mapped 60% of the DNA gene and already 80% of the aging, whatever it's called, of the gene.
Of
So
the
they can already
background.
through GHB, they can stop it right now. You see these celebrities taking the
it's
Yeah,
HGH,
crazy.
they've been
certain
saying that for
combinations,
how long?
but now they're using it to reverse. They actually have it out there to reverse, but they don't want to make an estimate because what they want to do is stop it. They don't want to just reverse you from 80 looking like you're 60, looking like you're 50, looking like you're 40. They want to take you to 40 and stop. So that's what they're saying. Even Elon Musk was talking about it. And it's dangerous because people's not going to want to die. But then, with the same thing is they're also going to make assisted suicide legal. So if you want to live forever, you can also die too. So that's why nowadays, if you're ill in Canada, it's legal. I don't want to live. Boom, boom. You go through certain stages, and there's places that'll kill you. And it's like, wow, you know what I mean? But if you're gonna live forever, there's got to be short ways out too. So there's got to be a balance. Got to be a balance.
Hmm. And I
You know,
find it
that's
as I
fucking.
already
It's,
live forever. Like that immortality key that people
when,
try to find the philosopher's stone. I think it's
uh-huh.
all into I think it's a experience that you have more than an actual thing that you can hold on to, like finding the philosopher's stone, the immortality key and stuff. And then it's like a realization that come with it. Like, oh, I'm living all of these existences. This is a part of this is just but a part of my reality. It's not the full story. It's not the full story. And um and a lot of us in here is one of those they thems in many different spectrums of like being able to have concepts just be poured into the brain, like where did that come from, or oh, I'm feeling like this right now even though I'm in this room and it has nothing to do with this room, like what's going on. And I think that's where a lot of art comes from too. That's why I promote art a lot. Like, so it's like
Mhm.
get that out, like it will help you relax in the end too. Art or some kind of form, martial arts or a skill set, any kind of skill set come
Mhm.
out in different ways, even with electricity and stuff like that, being an electrician.
anything's an art, man. Anything's an art, man. You're
Hey,
good at
hey,
it. You're
y'all
an
ever
artist.
heard of that theory that like when you're in your deathbed, like your ancestors come for you or something to lead you back to basically help you cross over?
Yeah, I've heard
If
I heard
nobody's
that.
there, man, look for the book of registry, though. Some people are alone, and I don't know. They don't get help. But look for the book. It's a registry. It's not no book of life where you're going to heaven or you're going to hell. It's a registry book. There's another book on the other side. And that book knows, and then from that book, you could see your aunt, just in case anybody doesn't come. You know what I mean? There's a registry book there, man. Where is it? I don't know. You think of the book and you'll find it. It's right there as soon as you're dead. If nobody's there. But usually, yeah, you're right. Ancestors are there waiting for you. But some people are all alone.
Yeah, because my mom told me some weird stuff back then. Like, when my dad passed, he was on his deathbed and whatever. And then
Hmm.
he had seen, like, he was talking in his native language. Like, he started talking a whole different language that she don't even understand. He was telling her, "You don't see those people." And this was within the same hour he passed away. He was like, "You don't see them." My mom was like, "Nah, I don't know what you're talking about." And then he died
Did he
later. But
fucking,
then
before he passed away, man, did he like sit up? Like
Nah,
maybe he was
he was
hurt and he was sitting down and he was in pain. He couldn't move. But like some older people's, man, like they're paralyzed. You know, you take them to the hospital, they can't move, they can't walk. But yet that time before they pass, and I've experienced it a few times, and they just sit up and they talk like the clear as day. They'll, like you said, talk maybe another language, clear as day, like nothing's wrong with them. And then they'll lay back, and then usually a minute or so later, they pass on. And trust me, I've seen it. I've seen it, man. I've seen it come from the third eye, like a little tiny puff of smoke. Like the small, I've seen it, man. Whenever I witnessed somebody passed away, and once I saw it come out of the chest, and I thought I was crazy, but I've seen about fucking six, seven people pass away, and like every time
Wow.
I saw this little mist of smoke either come out of their their eye where your third eye is supposed to be. But one time, I don't know why. What's the meaning of it? Maybe that
Mm-hmm.
person could have been bad. I don't know. It came out of their chest. But I saw the smoke. And I even said to my cousin when my aunt passed, and it was fucked up, It was fucked up because he was mourning. It was his mother, and it was fucked up. And we were, the people were working on her and stuff, and we wanted her to come back. He was just having a baby. And when she was gone, man, and they were still working on it, trying to bring her back. But I seen the smoke, and I said to him, Steve, did you see that? Like, it freaked me the fuck out because now I knew other people saw it, and he was all upset. But then after we talked about it, and he's like, yo, man, I saw it. I saw it, man. I saw it come. He knew when the spirit. Look, I'm getting goosebumps now. Ooh, my aunt's here. I'm talking. I love you, man. But we seen it, man, and he saw it too, man. It was a wild thing, man. When you get confirmation, then you're not
Mm-hmm.
crazy half the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I love the Saints too, and I always point it out as like, hey man, it's not just you, it's all right. It's like you can't really deny things when they in front of your face. That's why I like the psychedelic
And I
experience
knew
for
she
opening
came
your
to me.
eyes
She
for
came to me in a dream.
what's behind the veil and
She came
stuff
to me
like
in a
that.
dream that night, man. And like, I wanted to go with her on this plane, man. And I was just going. I sort of forgot that she passed away, man. Even my dad, my uncle was. I was like, but I didn't notice when you're in the dream, man. I was like following them. I went up the escalator and ready to hop on what I thought was a plane or whatever in this doorway, and they were like, "Nah, man, you can't go this far, man. You can't come, man. You can't
In your
come. You got to go
dream?
back." So, in my dream, yeah, man, it was wild. It was fucking wild, man. That was like so real. And then my dad was there. My dad passed, but I didn't even realize, or else I would have fucking grabbed him and hugged him. I would ask him so many questions. But when I was in, it was a different dream because in my dreams, I know it's a dream, but this just got me, and I got lost in it. You know what I mean? My grandfather was there. I would have fucking went and gave him a hug too, or asked him stuff. But I did that in your dream. I was in that multiverse, like DMT, where I was beyond emotion. Like I know I was happy. I was so happy, and that's the thing. I was so happy and everything, and I was just following them. But they were like, "No, no, no, you can't come here. You can't come. You got to go back." They didn't say it wasn't your time or anything. They said, "No, no, you can't come. You can't come this way. You got to go back." And I remember as soon as they said that, I felt like so left behind, so alone. Not sad, but like not depressed. I never been depressed, but you know what I mean. So alone, man.
Yeah,
So
that
and
was
then I
the
woke up.
emotion at the time. Your
And
dad like being in another place. That's real.
another thing, my dad's been dead 12 years, man, and I don't really want to see him. And in my spiritual investigations and things that we do, I don't really ask for him, man. And in the dreams, I
yeah.
just ask that he, helps out my mom, sticks around my mom, make sure she's good, and he's watching over her, so I'm good. I got his ashes here, but he's with her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's still alive.
my pop's been gone since '96. He died at the age 36.
God bless.
He had caught that Agent Orange shit when he was in the war, when in
Vietnam.
that Vietnam War. Yeah, because that's basically kind of where we was from the next country over, but we had got involved in the war and shit because they was involved in the war, and they was fucking bombing the shit out of our country type shit. That's the only reason why we in America right now, because my dad was in the war.
Wow, that's a wild story, bro.
Wicked, brother.
It
Bless.
all turns out so
You
we
know,
could keep on
your
making more
pops is with
magic.
you every day. That's it,
Magic.
man.
But that's so crazy because like we used to have so many statues like where all our bomb sites and stuff where they bombed it at, they kind of destroyed like the things that were hidden in the jungle, kind of
What country
destroyed
was
all
that?
that shit.
Was
This
this again?
Laos,
Laos.
or that's
Oh
what
yeah,
they call it.
there's
It's
ancient
like
pyramids all up in there too, man.
it's like smacked in between
Yeah.
Vietnam, Thailand, and Cambodia, like the south of China, kind of.
But
I
the
could picture
jungle
that.
grew over all of that. Yeah, Chinese is in there trying to take over now, man. It's crazy in Laos.
Oh yeah, they definitely are taking over.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Chinese is taking over
They took
I don't
over.
know what's happening, man.
They taking over the whole world. It seemed like.
I got an African brother in Ghana and Congo, different African brothers, and they're telling me in the gold mines there and all this shit, Chinese come in, they're just taking over everything. Nobody can do nothing. I got a few boys from Jamaica. They're telling me Chinese down there building hospitals, taking over fucking coffee land, taking over all like the shit that's making money down there. You know,
Yeah,
the Chinese is everywhere.
basically,
Up here in Canada,
basically, they give you a fucked up loan, kind of, and take over your land and just take all the natural resources. Like that's what's going on in our
same with
country.
the
Like,
Yeah,
countries.
China's
yeah,
wild.
they
Canada,
give you a
America,
fucked up loan. They give you a fucked up loan that you got to pay back, and in terms of paying it back, they get to utilize your land, build whatever they want to build, and just strip it from all its natural resources.
But you know what I'm saying? We street, man. What happens, man, when you owe somebody a lot of fucking money? You don't want to pay them
And,
back. Because
and they,
America, Canada, all over the world owes China. What you got to do? You got to fucking start a war with them, man. You got to fight them. You got to beat the shit out of them and say, fuck you, you ain't getting shit. So that's what's happening. That's going to happen. The debt of the worlds, because China owns everything. TikTok's China. Hollywood's China. Radio is China. Any kind of fucking digital print, China. Okay? They couldn't get their shit on the internet, but they're on there too. Don't you worry, man. China's running the shit. Everybody's got loans in from fucking China. How are you gonna pay them back? If they called their loans, I seen this YouTube video. They called their loans, they would have bankrupt. Nobody can pay them back. Everybody's in debt except fucking China.
Yeah, they've been talking about this since I was in
Saudi
middle
Arabia.
school. Nothing
China's in Saudi
changed to
Arabia.
stop it.
China, bro. China, Iran, Korea, fucking Russia. They just did a whole fucking World War simulation of a World War attack, man. All of them motherfuckers. They did one the day that Biden was sworn in. The day Biden was sworn in. Fucking Korea had launched 2 tests on nuclear weapons, and then they all did a big fucking war test. And bro, they got like 1 billion troops, man. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, they got a
I got,
billion
we got
people.
100,000. Maybe you got a couple million. Okay, maybe you guys got 4 or 5 million. I don't know. We got not even 1 million troops here in Canada. These guys
It's
got
just
a
how they,
billion, bro.
it's just how they operate. China, they real
uh,
secretive with all their stuff, but we just see them making waves. Like even if
what
they
it?
just controlling their own people,
Well, they said
they
that
steal the
China ordered
technology.
3
One
billion
second.
drones.
Yeah, I say they steal the
China ordered 3
technology so that they
billion
can make
drones.
it in their own fashion, and then we don't even always know about it. They got their own Facebook, like they just trying to create their
Yeah,
own
man.
version of commutopia.
So
You know what's so
you believe
crazy?
China got their own Fortnite? China got their own Fortnite. They don't pay. They get free skins. They get free battle pass. They get free everything in fucking China. And here we gotta pay for that shit, man.
You just got to make
I
it.
used I used to think
Hashtag Fortnite.
I used
What'd
to
you
think
say?
the Europeans was the colonizers. I used to think the Europeans was the colonizers, but it's the Chinese, bro. And you know what's so crazy? How about if they switch? You know how everybody know like the English language. How about if they flip everything and colonize all of us, and we all start having to learn the Chinese language? That'd be our
Learn
first
Mandarin.
language.
Bro, the Chinese know they're the original masters.
Mandarin or
They enslaved
Cantonese.
the whole world, bro.
The hardest
Me and
ones.
just me and just Ty be saying, "Chong."
I'm like, I watch anime for a reason. He's like, that's
Yeah,
Japanese. I'm like,
right. Yeah.
but hey guys, I'm about to do this giveaway. That's what was in the title. I always forget about it for the past like 4 shows. So I'm gonna switch gears real quick. And I'm gonna I
Switch it
got
up.
this Hello Kitty purse. If you got a female figure, or if you female in your life, or if you want it just to walk around, you a male, whatever the cost.
Rattle, rattle.
And right here
Hey,
we got
no judgment.
this shirt right here, the mush tie room. The cool thing about this shirt, when I sketched it up, I was waiting for a meeting with my daughter's teacher, and then later I saw it on a cartoon TV show I was watching, and it was like, it wasn't exactly like it, but it was a mushroom guy, and I was like, yo, I just sketched that up. Now I definitely gotta make the shirt. So here it is right here.
Dope. That's super dope, bro.
I got this to give away. It's a large and the mushroom Hello Kitty purse. So we're gonna keep it simple.
What size is it? The large?
Yeah.
I'm like a 2X, 3X, but respect still, man. I'm gonna try to order something off this side.
Make it easy. I'm going to.
Does it cost you more money ship to Canada? But is Canada more shipping from where you're at?
I never shipped to Canada before.
All right, well I'll be the first then, man.
Look into.
Yeah, I just gotta go get a prepaid card. I don't like using the visas and shit on box. I just use prepaid. You know what I mean? American Express or MasterCard. You take MasterCard, right?
Hey, I take it all on the site.
All right, cool. That's good.
We take it out.
Crypto too.
Crypto. Yeah, get your Bitcoin up in that motherfucker.
I'm gonna put. I wrote a number down on a piece of paper. I'm gonna put it inside the statue.
Send it to Velvet, then. If I win, send it to Velvet.
Got this right here.
We basically got to guess the number you wrote down.
Yeah, basically, it's a number between 10 and 50.
10 and 50.
I was end of the show. 10 and 50, and this one is for the Hello Kitty purse.
Cool.
I think hopefully I can get this back out.
I'll start with number 3, man. I'll throw that out there. Tesla.
No, he said from 10. He said from 10 to 10 to 50.
I just said 1 to 50. 10 to 50.
That's that programming. Everybody always say 1.
Yeah.
That's why I chose 10.
Just tie. I'm my number is 12. 12. I'll go with 12.
Oh, that's a good number. That's a good number.
I'm taking 11.
I'm gonna go with
Block said I'm taking 11.
26. 20.
My God, it's gonna be 11.
Yeah.
I had
Too bad I only got one guess.
32.
I'll just let it keep on going. That's close.
Oh, you go for the twos, you go for the threes, eh? Ty went for the threes. 33.
Closer.
All right, I'll leave it for somebody else. I already got one try, man.
Hey, I just gotta do the giveaway because I said I was gonna do
close
it.
To 32.
Somebody said 44. Mr. Whoopty Whoop. Nope. Keith Caramy said 30. Nope.
Come on, guys. Come on, you can do
it. Between 10.
Close.
Between 10 and 70.
30 and 33. Come on, you got this.
You said 10 and 7. I thought you said 10 and 50.
Oh, well, 10 and 50. I forgot what I said.
I sure he said 1 that first 2.
That's how you know you're way
10 and 50.
50 cent. 50 cent. Going for 50.
Oh, you close, because I was just thinking about a character in my head. I was thinking about Tesla.
Man.
So the sync is lining up a bit.
Hey, just Ty, what's the most majestic thing you ever did, or like the closest you came to physical magic that you could share with us? Like
the birth of my daughter.
Yeah, definitely, that's a miracle. A miracle right there.
A lot of things. A lot of.
Well, you ever read people's mind before? You haven't moved anything with your mind? When you was a kid, fuck with paper, move that shit, and then someone tell you you're just manipulating the wind, and you're like, oh yeah, put that shit in a jar, and you move that paper, man. But then as you get older, you can't do that shit no more, man. Because I tried. But when I was young, I used to move paper with my mind, move string, like light stuff, man. But yo, man, people seen it. People seen it. They thought I was tricking them.
I used to practice that again when I was like about a couple years ago. I used to have the aluminum foil. And they used to say, put the tin foil on a pin or something and try to spin it and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. That's what you can do. You can do that. You can do that. They sell that shit at Walmart, some little kit. And it's not air current. It is your mind.
It is.
Yeah, man. But try moving kit. Try putting it on the table and moving it a couple inches.
What is all of those things that we have to take account
All
for?
energy.
It's just that I learned that the magicians sometimes you don't always know that that you even doing the magic, like, cause it just happens. It just happens. And
Yeah.
one of the most recent things that happens a lot is like when thoughts line up and stuff like that.
Man.
But as for
Yeah,
people
that's
believing,
mind
like you
blowing.
said, it make me not really talk about because people don't be believing it all the time. So it's just stuff that happens.
Yeah.
But as you
The
and
wind is.
That's why you got to get confirmation, man. Girls think you're
mm-hmm,
going crazy. Am I just seeing this? Am I seeing the glitches? Even when I see the
you
glitches,
are.
I don't give a fuck. I pointed out to my son. He's 20, and he's seen two of them. He's like, Dad, I tell him about it. He don't see it, but just in the past 2 years, he saw a couple of them, man. He was like, he don't know he don't know what the heck's going on. He don't believe in the simulation, the glitch, but he knows there's glitches happening, repetitive patterns, not just deja vu's, but like living deja vu's, not just like, oh, I feel like, oh, for 30 seconds. No, I'm talking for like a whole day. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Where it's some different, and not everybody recognizes certain things. But when you get confirmation, boom. And I think if you ask the galaxy, God, whatever you believe in, man, the universe, the architect, say, yo, man, I'm good. You let me see this shit. So, you got to give me some confirmation or else I'm going to be in the hospital, man. They'll give it to you, man. They'll make somebody else see it. So no, you're not crazy, man. Because
Right.
you're good.
Yeah.
You're here for a reason. You're working for them, for him, for whatever. So we're good. Because if we were evil, we could have been, but we're good. And we're coming to this conscious state for a reason. So we just need help along the way, man. They just can't put this on us and think, whoa, blow my fucking mind. That's why it's little by little. Little, you think you know everything, you don't know nothing. And then you have an experience. Like you said, life is the lesson. The lesson is always, you know, but we're good, man. We're good. You're good people. We're good. And we're on a guide. We're on a journey. And we have guides. We don't see them, whether you believe in angels or whatever you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you gotta ask for help, man. But you gotta ask confirmation. But I ain't questioning it no more. That shit's already been shown to me a long time ago.
Any of y'all ever
So I
make a
already done
person?
know.
Make a what, brother?
Make a
Like a witch?
person?
A person in our mind, our head.
Like the story will go like they'll pop up. It's like I dreamt about this, but but that
I have
event happened or that
some
person
recurring friends.
actually start like appearing, like you'll see similar personality traits or something like that, and they start serving a certain kind of a vibe, even if it's to like to teach you or like to be a friend or something like that.
Nah,
Like,
you're
do you
on some
believe
you're on some
everybody around?
you're on some next level magician shit. I
Yeah,
haven't got to that point yet.
that's some wee stuff, man. That's some wee avatar stuff. You can't
I'm
twist
still a
that.
I'm still a freshman when it comes to this magician shit. You must be a senior right now.
No, so most of the times the things we wish for, and that's why they say sometimes be careful what you wish for.
Oh
Yeah, no,
yeah, you're
really.
right. You're
You
right
get
on that
As
one.
the
exactly
power is
what you
body
asked
strong.
to put on like
Yeah,
a story term. You get exactly what and some.
yeah.
It's like,
No, that's
oh,
just real.
we
That's
the
real.
full story.
You got to be
They say
careful what you wish for, man. What you want to think for. You're like, I'm lonely now. I'm single, man. I wish I had like two, three girls. Girls drive me around. Next couple of weeks, you got too many girls. You're like, whoa, man. This or money. You say, man, I got no money, man. I need some money. Next year, you got enough money, but that money puts you in fucked up situations, and you're like, fuck, man. I wish I didn't get this fucking money. So yeah, you got to watch what you wish for because
But I
wishes do
like
come
it
true.
though.
You,
It come
you
with
are the
it.
conduit. You don't need no spells. You don't need no spells and no wand. You're the one that makes it happen. Energy.
Hmm.
Everything is energy, man. We are energy pulsating. Everything is energy. Looks solid, but it isn't. It's just little molecules vibrating, man. And we're all the same source. You
they
know what I'm
they
saying?
say they say God
That's
is like
amazing.
the wind. You can't see him, but you could feel him and hear him.
All day.
Yeah,
All
none of
day.
that
But my
experience.
grandma be telling me, she said, I was telling her, yeah, I waited for this other thing to die off a bit. And then as soon as that died off, I got it just in time so I can like start doing some door dashing and never slack up on my money and stuff. And I said, good thing I already had a car and my license and everything. And then just because I'm not a Christian, she think that I don't like thank God or believe in God and all this other stuff. So she just
Right.
saying, yeah, make sure you thank God that was God. And I was like, yeah, I know. But I didn't want to say like I don't just say
Yeah.
God and stuff all the time. But I'm with the
Yeah.
essence, like it's the energy, it's the it's
Yeah.
there.
We still respect the creator. It's
Mhm.
just it's like when other religions try to label him as only being in one way. It's kind of like I can't dig that, you know. I can't take it from just one culture. I got to take it from all cultures and find the similarities that they say how he's about. Because if I just take it from one culture, I'm just taking it from one man's ideal of who he is and what he can be, and nobody can be fully correct, you know.
Nope. And that's what come with being a good scientist. I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast, and he had Brent Weinstein and somebody this other cool lady on there. Well, another lady on there, and they was yelling. What was the last thing you mentioned again? I'm sorry. Talking. Remember what I was saying? They talking real loud outside. You remember what you were
Damn,
saying,
I
Master?
damn near forgot.
People always be telling me
it's,
that's
That's
a
how it is,
it's
spell
the
man.
right
weed,
there.
It's gone
man.
into the multiverse, man.
It's the weed.
Gone into the multiverse. But Joe Rogan is serious.
Yeah,
Oh,
Joe
He's serious.
Rogan. Joe Rogan.
it was something. Dang, it was something
Up,
about
Never
what the
about
forget.
a
guest had
guest he
said.
had. Yeah, the
It's
guest.
all right. It'll come back. Will come with
He'll
being
come
a good
back
scientist. I
midday
was
when
watching.
we're not around.
That's why we got technology. I just rewinded the live so I can see what I said about being a good scientist and how a lot of people in this world are using science, but it's really an ideology and not a science
Hmm.
thing where you're looking at it
Yeah.
and
Theory.
questioning it.
Just theory. Man.
Yeah,
Right.
and saying that this is what it is when you look at everything, and this is still a theory that can be changed based off of more theories, not just based off of ideology. But that go into a whole nother field though, because what
Yeah.
magicians is based off of what you thinking and stuff like that. But
And it's
magicians is
crazy.
what you thinking is the both paradoxes put together.
And it's crazy. Like that's why I believe in some religions less, because if you had to kill people and force people to believe in it and damn near kill them off and then scare them into the religion, then that's not a true religion then, because you had to basically force people to take on the religion. So if you had to kill them and force them, then it got to be something wrong with your man-made religion. I feel
Hey,
like because
it's
only man would have to kill you. If it was true, then you wouldn't have to force anybody to believe. They would just naturally believe.
I was gonna add, religion got so big that it's happy religions, religions that make you go poor, religions that make you kill people, to make you
Right,
believe, like
right.
you saying, like some religions make say give up all your possessions, like right now,
Yeah.
right, and some people
Live
can
in the
afford to do
now.
that. Some people can
Yeah,
afford to
right.
do that, but others like, wait a second.
And that's also a form of control.
Yeah, but
Like
that's what
it's
happens when you piss off God, man. Remember, they fucked up in the Garden of Eden. They ate the
that's
fruit. The
also
God said, "Don't do that." And everybody was cool, but we wanted knowledge. Whether the angels mixed with us or not, we chose the knowledge they gave to us. So the creator, the architect, the source, he got to have an attitude too, man. So maybe we're just being punished. Redemption's a motherfucker. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
What you gonna say, Master Chief? You said also. I said Master Chief. I'm
Master
thinking
Chief.
about
Master
Halo.
Chief.
That sound like a video game. That's what I was just gonna say. I forgot too, bro. My fucking short term
It's,
memory is so fucked up.
No, we just so much in the now. We
it's
just
smoking
flow.
some of that
Yeah.
syrup. That's it. Into the now. Hey, if any of you guys playing some Fortnite, man, hit me up on there. I'm J Fox, capital J, capital F, small O X X 405. All right, legendary of the Fox Clan, man. All right, hit it up. It's
Okay.
good to
Oh,
spend some time in the virtual world. We play with adults, kids. We keep it PG at night. We have adult swim after 2 a.m. And we have some good times. We play sometimes
Hell
celebrities,
yeah.
sometimes athletes, YouTube streamers, IRL stream. Man, come and join the squad, man. Some good times. I don't
Shit,
play with
I
war
never
zone
brushed
or
my
whatever. I got
skills
to
up.
quit.
My little
Yeah, come into
brother
the
is raw as
Fortnite, man.
hell though. My little brother,
Hey,
he's
man,
raw as
come on
hell at
in.
that building and shit. But me, I'm still a noob. I didn't really get into the
Yeah, I don't
Fortnite.
build. I don't build, but yo, I'm a pusher, man. You know what I
But
mean? I'm a
what's so
pusher.
raw about the Fortnite? It kind of like gives us like I just seen the new season that came out, and it's kind of trying to show like alien shit or something. Like they've been
It's
doing
it.
that for a while,
Yeah,
like
Mm.
open
it's the
parallels
alien.
and that
But they
shit's
took the
crazy,
alien. Yeah,
man.
it's pure dimension, man. Pure multiverse. Same
Yeah,
thing. Watch the changes of the season. It's all multiverse, man. Oh,
yeah.
everybody's with the multiverse. Oh, I hope this is part of a disclosure or something, man. But if we combine with other multiverses, we can't even understand our fucking verse. How are we gonna understand multiverses?
Wait, 1 second, 1 second. Yeah, you're thinking is right. You well, you got the giveaway still going to the end of the show. You can just guess a number. There's people there in the
Yes,
chat.
remember,
Talk.
man.
Guess a number. You can
I
win
already guessed
this
5 times,
and
so
this
I'm
one right
taking for it.
here. You can just keep on, just type away, join the Discord, talk away, join the
It's close to
conversation.
33, 32, 33, guys.
Numbers
It's close to
between
there,
10
man.
and
He's
50.
around.
10 and 50. People was giving off characters. It said 50 Cent. I said characters is probably
50
the
cents.
name
I
of the
already said
game.
50, no
So if you
good.
think about characters and numbers, you probably catch it right on the money.
48, 48.
Oh,
I know this is my
yeah,
second guess,
characters
but
and games.
Nope.
damn, fuck my life.
Yeah,
Somebody
I'm a
said
numbers
42.
man. I
Nope. Who's
gamble every day
42?
on numbers. I don't bet on animals. I don't bet on humans. I just play numbers and some
Aya
cards.
catcher.
That's it.
Aya catcher. It's not 11. And Aya catcher, he was saying, well, Aya catcher was saying with the Garden of Eden and everything that they chose free will when they bit the apple. I kind of see it as that too. I don't kind of see it as a
Yeah, that's what I'm
punishment.
saying.
I say it's like,
We broke
hey,
the covenant, man. We broke the covenant or whatever the deal we made, the seal. The creator loved us, made us in his image, and we let him down, man. It's like when your son fucks you up, you gotta kick him out of the house, let him go live on his own for a couple years. And he says to you after, that was the best thing I did. I met my wife at my work. I got, thanks dad for doing that, or else fucking
but
the
that's
kid goes
only
to the street and gets
that's
heroin
only
and
Man,
dies.
that's
It's your
only
own
two if
fault
you
by choice.
go. Yeah, I'd say that's only
man,
two if you go down the Garden of Eden route, like specifically. Like we was in
right.
the garden created from dust, and then we was able to
Yeah,
talk to
but
the
still, he's our
animals and
father. He's our
trees,
mother.
and then they
But
said
think
you're
about
You
it.
know,
done.
he's our parent.
Think about it. Think about it, bro. That sounds like a stepdad.
Kind of care
Cause
for you
your
like a
Oh man, it's
yeah,
child.
called. Listen, it's called tough love, man. Tough love, man. I got a
man.
23-year-old girl. I got a 20-year-old son. Actually, sorry, I got another 26-year-old boy, and I got an 8-year-old going to be 8 in October, man. You know what I mean? And like, it's hard, man. It's hard to like let them live because you know what you went through, man. You survived. You got. It's what made you. So like, you can't always have them like doing everything for them. They got to grow. They
Gotta
got
let
to
them
learn, and
go.
sometimes you got to push them. Yeah, you got
Go
to
monster,
push them out.
go.
Get
I'm
the
I'm
already
just
fuck
ready
out,
saying.
for my
man.
daughter. I'm already ready
I'm
for my
just
I'm
saying.
daughter
telling you, man.
griminess
And
when she
luckily
older.
for me, it's been positive. It's been positive
I'm
with
just saying.
my
Like,
son and my daughter.
if those are your true seeds, you're gonna give them a lot of the chances. You're gonna give them hella chances. Like, you're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be. It's not gonna be like, oh, you made one mistake, so it's over for you. Like that's like damn
Nah.
near a
No, but you
stepdad
see,
And
they
that's what
mentality.
still
the
You
have the
know.
mushrooms,
protection of their
the big
father.
trip. I was gonna say
They
that's what
still
the
have the
mushrooms.
protection of their father, right?
Yeah, but I was
That's
gonna
like
say
the mushrooms. What, bro?
the mushrooms, they really got me back in that old grandma feeling, or as people will say, in touch with my ancestors, or I say a lot of different things because I encounter things in a lot of different forms that be helping me out, but that give me that comfort and voice and reminds me of what's going on, so that I don't feel like I'm just at my father's house and my stepdad's house or something like that. But it's like, hey, this is actually what's going on. Like this is you're actually have all these things set up for you, and then the sync will come for like projects that I wanted to do, like have the show going on in the past. I'll be like, oh, I actually can use my computer to do this. I didn't have to wait until this happened, or this is like it's set up for me to do this. Like things started, I started looking around and seeing how things was set up for me to do the thing that was on my mind instead of like trying to get lost in my intelligence and my thoughts and stuff and being like, this is how it's been figured out, this is the way the world planned, and this how they did it, and this how you got to do it, and you gotta wait till you get to this caliber, and things gotta be set up like this. It's like things is set up for the way that it's set up for me. Like, and I gotta figure that out
Maybe
with
you
my
set
main
it up.
character
Maybe
vibes.
you set it up in another multiverse, man. You're setting it up here in this verse for you, man.
Yeah, and that's what made me
You're
way
doing
more comfortable too. I was like, oh, that's just me. And sometimes I'm the mad scientist. Sometimes I'm that director guy that want to get a tear to flow from the eye so it create a dramatized scenario or something like that. And I'm just woo, just going on for the ride, coming up with these
it.
ideas on thoughts on what I even think is happening.
Remember that
Based
Matthew
on my
McConaughey
experience
movie?
though. So it's real.
Remember,
Which one?
remember that Matthew McConaughey movie where Buddy was him and his daughter thought they were seeing a ghost in the library moving the books and shit. And then later on, when he went in the multiverse, it was him communicating with his daughter. Remember
Oh,
that
I didn't
one where
see
he went in
that.
the black hole or
It makes
something, and then he
sense
goes in
though.
the multiverse, and the whole multiverse is all these libraries, and he sees this time when him and his daughter was a little kid, and this books things were happening in the house, and they thought it was like a ghost,
Uh huh.
like the house was haunted or something. But then when he went into the black hole, he fucking went in the multiverse, and he went into fucking the whole dimensions. Like I said, time and space was like sort of library kind of thing, or these. You got to check it out. It's fucking freaky. And then he
No,
then
I
he
love it.
goes there and he's the ghost. He's communicating with him and his daughter. He sees them they're young. And he taps some code or something and she remembers it. And then they figure out and then she's able to bring him out of the multiverse. But he told her when he was leaving, honey, you're a baby now, but when I come back, we'll probably be the same age. Because when he travels through time, they estimate every remember that was the one with the girl on the planet
Interstellar.
with the water?
Somebody
Every minute
typed.
on the planet I think that was it. Yeah, every minute on the planet was like 10 years or something on Earth. So they had to be fast. But some
Mm-hmm.
fuckery happens out there. And then he goes in the hole. And I can't remember. It's been a
They
minute.
probably was
But
using
she figures out,
Einstein relativity
yeah, she
equations.
figures out how to fucking pull him out of the multiverse or some fucking shit. I don't know. They communicate or something. But he comes back. I remember him being in the hospital as an old man. He's an old man. She's there. But yeah, I got to watch it again, man. I got to
Wait,
watch it again. Now that I'm talking about it, it
I was
sounds
gonna
deep.
say he comes back younger than her. That's
Oh, is he
that's
younger than her? Okay. Okay, I might be getting mixed up with another movie.
and
Maybe
that's on
fucking
point.
Captain America. Captain America when he came back or something. He was old. He was old. I don't know. I got the multiverses mixed up. You see what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
can't understand my own reality, and now there's multiverse. Oh my god!
Hey, we gotta get on it. I think that's what Marvel and
I got
comic
it.
books was
I need more
helping a lot of
DMT.
people with.
I need some more DNC. How about
I
when
need more
Benjamin
too.
Button
Wait, I'll be right
grew up
back.
backwards and turns into a fucking baby at the end?
See, that's crazy, man. We don't know, man. The dimensions are infinite. Man. Are infinite. The multiverse is infinite.
Hey, chill. What else video games you be playing instead of Fortnite?
You know what, man? My son do something like a year and a half, 2 years, man. I linked up with some good people. I play with Travis Scott on there. I never played with Drake. I play with what's his name, 50. I play with 50. I play with some football players, some fucking YouTubers. But yeah, I just play my people who are just regular people, small dudes if they're streaming. But every once in a while, we get thrown into some crazy parties. We have like one of the guys on our squad is like a
I'm back. I'm
tester.
back.
So like we get on some serious servers. We have some good games, man. I don't know, I just used to play Grand Theft Auto, then it got too crazy. You know what I mean? And I got a switch. I got a switch. So there's only so many games. I tried Apex. It was sort of Call of Duty. I gave the Xbox to my son. I didn't really like that too hard. You know what I mean? It was like people could cheat too much, and they say Fortnite is cheating, but you can't cheat in Fortnite.
Yeah,
Trust
because
me.
they're always switching up the rules and shit. So even if
Yeah,
you were
but come
cheating
back,
the
man.
season before,
Come back to Fortnite, man. If you're
I
single, I'll find you a
I,
wife. You know
I
what
never got
I mean?
into it. I never got into Fortnite, but my like I said, my little brother was super raw on it. I used to see him get the
Yeah, man.
number ones
So you
on the
got to
victory
switch
royales and
That's
shit.
or
good. That's
mobile
good.
too. It's multi-platform. Even if you got a mobile, you can play on mobile. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And there's all
I
different groups. It's different.
Wait until they
should
add
I?
the VR element. People going to flip.
Oh yeah, they're
Well,
gonna
apparently
fucking
the other
flip.
day I found out with the Switch. The Switch has a VR program hidden in it, and you can use it to play VR. Get the goggles, put it by your eyes, because it has two screens. So it's like a Switch VR inside Fortnite. Any Switch games you can play with VR. Turn your Switch into a VR. If you guys don't know how to do it, check it on YouTube, man.
Yeah, I saw that. Somebody was saying in the comments, I a dream catcher. He was saying, what if this is all a dream right now?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He
It's a
said, this could all
simulation
be
within
in
a
your head or a
simulation.
dream.
The
Yoel
creation of a
Adamus said,
creation.
Yoel said, are you a butterfly dreaming of being a man?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want this dream to
you dream
last
of
for a long,
butterflies.
long
That means
time.
Mm-hmm.
hey,
If it's a dream, I want it
you
to
see
last
butterflies means
for a
change.
lifetime before I
Yeah.
have to wake up.
Must be having a
Yeah, but
pretty
look
good
when you
dream
have
over
those
there.
dreams, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look at those dreams you have. You fall asleep for like 2 seconds and you have like a whole week dream. Like the longest dream could be in 1 second. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like time is really irrelevant. We can't comprehend time
Nope.
because 1,000 years could be a split second. So like time,
Yeah.
forget about it. Throw it out the window, man.
And I
You
got
know what I'm
another
saying?
one for
Don't
you.
use them.
Um, who's to say today is the same as yesterday? The same time span, the same like linear path. Or do we just make so many correlations to a certain time that we say that was yesterday, or to a moment that we call it yesterday?
Yeah.
And then like it really like
I
it
really
trips
feel
you.
that one. 'Cause it's like sometimes shit be like changing without noticing, you know? And then like you
Mm-hmm.
kind of recount life and then almost feels like you fill in the fucking blanks.
Yeah, and what if we don't even? What if it fill us up so much that we feel like the blanks is so filled in, like we satisfied, like well, I'm satisfied with that. Like how much are we really creating in the now? Like how much are we really like when they say it's all now? Like I'm proposing a question because it's hard to just say, "Hey, this is what it is" and stuff like that. But when I ask questions and stuff, it just allows for that space to fill in with whatever. But like, what is that now really is like? But while we're thinking and postulating at every moment, like even the movie Men in Black and stuff like that. Remember they would come, you see some crazy shit, wipe it out and tell you a story and send you on your day. Unless somebody came and told you something else that worked in that agency or something. But that can be going on in our internal
Right.
selves. I had
And
some
I've met
experience like
people,
that.
sorry to cut you off, but
Mm-hmm.
I met people that are like really depressed or just caught up in these like weird mental spaces and like shit'll happen in front of them and they'll just tune it out. They'll just get on the wavelength. They'll just like they won't even notice like the raw reality like when I hang out with my family, I barely do anymore. But when I do, it's like everyone's real anxious. All they do is argue and fight. But if you like asked any of them, like to them, it's so normal. Like they don't even realize all the tension, or maybe they don't want to address it. But I see many people like I heard this girl talking to her grandma about some bullshit idea that would like never actually work out. She wanted to like renovate her grandma's house so she could live there and all this shit. And it was just ridiculous. And I watched her explain it to her grandma, and the grandma just completely ignored her. And then later on, the girl told me how the grandma was all about it and how they might do it. And I'm like, I was there. Like that shit didn't happen. So it's like I don't know how that. It's like
I'm
it's
happy
like
to
I don't
hear
know
you
how that
say that.
happens. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how that happens to people, man. Like I've had it cognitive biases myself, but I don't think it was ever that bad, personally.
I think those are experiences of multi-dimensional travelers and just seeing the things around us. That's my best experience with it, without putting an insult on it or anything like that. No, people say, "Oh, they
Nah, you
NPCs."
motherfucker crazy.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
don't
I'm
know
thinking.
nothing. It's like we all programs. I'm seeing, and like we all program with something different, and like computers run differently,
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's all lessons.
calculate
We're learning
differently.
individually, man. It's all about
Yeah.
perception,
Yeah. Yeah, we're all the same.
how you
It's just
perceive it.
We're all the same. It's just what program we tend to run because we can only run on the same programs. We can't do nothing more or less than anybody else. But it's whatever we choose, the whatever
Yeah.
program we. But I feel like every program, it's not outside that comes in. Like any program you download, it's already within your body.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't have to come from outside.
Yup. I was thinking of the operating systems. Like some people can be running Mac, Apple, or Linux. You know, you can do different things when you run in Linux. So just take a little different kind of thinking, so you can twink with the different things that's going on. They don't make it just
Right.
readily available in the layout and stuff like that. Or you say, "Yeah, I'm a
And
Windows person. I like the OS, how things run
real.
apps and everything." Like Windows 11 is about to come out, so that's going to change the
And look,
landscape for a lot of stuff. So
and
I
look,
think that's
and
right
look.
with our. What's that?
Most of us don't even want the updates. Like, you know, they be like,
It's
update
all AI, man. It's all
the. Like,
AI.
nah, I'll stay with this one because it's kind of good. I kind of like, I'm used to it. I don't want the update yet, you
Let's
know?
take the Windows 7.
It's like
Windows
They
7
never
can
get
run my
all
better.
those
games.
iPhone,
What app do you
all
know
those
that gets
iPhone
updated
people.
that actually gets better? Like that none of them actually get better. I don't understand.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what
I'm
the
still
update does. It
Windows
destroys it,
XP.
so you get the new product, man. It's all part of marketing. iPhone did it. Apple does it. Destroys your battery. Destroys it. Even if you hack it, it doesn't matter. It puts viruses in your phone, man.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I mean?
even
So you
like the
got to get the new one. You
usability,
got to get it.
like
Android does it now too.
a lot
Yeah,
of
I'm
these
still running Windows XP.
no fucking way. No
I knew he was
fucking
going to say something like that, Exile. That Windows 7 joke was for you. What did you say in Plot?
PC's a little different, you know.
Nah,
Block,
it's
What we
what?
just
saying,
I don't
brother?
know. It feels like not even just like because you don't want the new features. They're gonna start scanning photos. They're already listening. Like you're not gonna read through the terms and conditions 9 times. But it feels like just the usability of certain things are just getting worse, and I can't understand why. Like I legit can't understand why. Like a lot of new cars that are coming out, I be sitting in them. They're just like not comfortable. Like they're selling office chairs to everybody. Like at last two places I've been in, these office chairs are fucking horrible. And I'm like, people work here like every day of their lives. Like I don't.
Orbis, Orbis Form. It's a good chair from Canada. Orbis. The guy was assassinated by the mafia. He was killed. Camiso brothers killed him. But Obis, OBUS. I'm sure you heard of it. Obis Form.
Mm-hmm.
The seats are amazing. They'll change your life, man. I'm just saying. I used to do some sitting down stuff, and yeah, I tried many chairs,
How do
but
you
that's
spell
the
it?
best one. OBUS. Obis Form. They also have packs you can put in the back of the chair. The guy's good, man. He died about like 23 years ago. You check on his story, man. Backstory. Yeah, man. But his daughter runs the company, and they've expanded huge in the past 20 years. They got like government contracts. They make seats and also the cushions. Did you find it, brother? Can you see them?
I was going.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I need a new chair actually.
I
Their
was
whole
going to
sign,
mention
their whole
everybody should have a
symbol is the
gaming
back
chair.
spine. Their symbol is like the spine. So they're into the back, man.
Yeah, dude, they like
Just
a lot
looking
of
up.
these chairs don't have low
Just looking.
back support. It's like not even like respecting basic human anatomy. Like it just like I don't.
Because
Built
I'm
for a
like
certain type
6'4",
of people.
so I need a big chair. I'm 6'4". I need a big chair. They can make customized
Mm-hmm.
chairs too, man.
Yeah,
Trust me.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
searched around. Just saying.
Velvet was saying she was just thinking about how Facebook unplugged the artificial AI once they started communicating with themselves. And you said they
Yeah.
moved them offline, so
Hashtag
they are
fuck
still
this.
Yeah, they are still learning. I
Yeah,
was
no,
thinking, I was like,
this-
they just stopped talking about it publicly. Them scientists that created it wasn't that
because
scared. Like, oh gosh, I'm
they work
scared.
for the government.
Let me stop
Facebook
what I'm
work
doing.
for the government, man. Facebook is a government. They got all kinds of government contracts. Why does Facebook have all these government contracts, man? They work for the government. That's why he wasn't sent to jail. You know what I mean? Spying on people, stealing people's information. The Senate took him up there, but who the fuck is the Senate? We're talking about the sub-government. Now he works for the CIA. Zuckerberg is a CIA agent, man, just like TikTok and any of these China people have their agents. Americans, same with Bill Gates. Why isn't Bill Gates going down for this Epstein shit? Bill Gates just signed a government space contract, bet out NASA. Bill Gates got his foot in all software and program. They're not going to let him go down for raping kids. Come on,
Right,
man. That's why
got a space
his
program
wife
he
left.
working on.
Yeah, check it out. That's public information, man. Microsoft just bid out Tesla, SpaceX. They got the contract. They bid out NASA and SpaceX. Yeah, Bill Gates got a whole space fucking program. He wants to get out to the moon or mine the fucking meteors. I don't know what he's saying, but he's building spaceships too.
He probably want to mine them
Check
so
it
he
out.
can make
Google it,
some
man. Google it.
technology or something.
Well, everybody wants that uranium shit, that element fucking 11, right? It's on the meteorites. It's on the moon. It's on Mars. It's on it's on Titan. So they've got to get there, and then after that, we can start traveling at the speed of light, because gold just doesn't do it. You know what I mean? We need that uranium that we don't
Hell,
have on this planet. Right?
it's called
And
astrospace.
what's so crazy is one night I was on shrooms. I
See,
looked up to the
Microsoft. I
sky.
told you, man, has a space
I
program. He's
seen,
getting
I
out
seen,
there.
Right, what
I
happened on the
seen what looked like.
shrooms?
One night I was on shrooms. I looked up to the sky. I seen what looked like a port from port A to port B, but it looked like 1,000 fleets of ships were coming from one port to another port. And I had gave my friend some shrooms. He was like, "Are you for real? You really see this?" And then we even asked like a sober person next to us, like, "Yeah." We asked the kid, like, "Yeah, I see it." But then I looked up what it was, and they tried to say it was like a SpaceX launch satellite or something. Like they launched 300 or 500 satellites, but it looked like thousands. Like,
Wow.
so I don't see how it was only 500. It looked like thousands on top of thousands. And then it went from one point A to point B. It disappeared, and then it came like first it was vertical, then it came horizontal. So I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" But they tried to claim it was a SpaceX thing. Like, if you look in the sky, you might see like it was basically like a line of dots.
Uh-huh.
Just going
And you
in.
was on
Yeah,
shrooms at
just
the same
going.
time that it was
Yeah, I was on
launching?
shrooms. Because I was telling my partner, I was like, "Man, when I get off shrooms, I look up to the sky." And then he was like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do it with you." And then when we looked up, we actually seen some shit. He was like, "What the fuck?"
And then
Yeah,
coincidentally, if they said, "Oh, that was SpaceX," and that's
right.
Hopefully those things explodes, man.
uh, that's wild.
I believe China and America have, I don't know about Canada, man, but I believe they
I
have
don't
like
know.
spacecraft. The Aurora project, people are seeing all these hundreds of white little dots in the sky. They want to confuse like they're seagulls, but if you look, you can see their kind of aircrafts like moving like UFOs, but in formation. I would hope that America, whether they found an alien ship in 47 and use the technology, I would hope that they have these ships, man, because like we said before, China attacks. I'm sure China got them too, because America has them. Russia apparently has them. That's what I was listening to a UFO thing the other day, and the guy was saying that a lot of these UFOs that they're seeing in America, people are seeing like these people through the window, and they're like humans, like Russian or German or some kind of communist, whatever kind of fucking outfits they couldn't really see. So some theorists are saying that, yeah, China has this technology and they're using it to spy on us. And just like America is going over to Russia and China and using their UFOs to spy. So I just hope everybody got
And
it, man.
and
I don't
just
know. I don't know. Just
and,
theory. Just,
And just for like viewer discretion, whenever we say China, Europe, America, or any country, we're talking about the elites. We're not talking about the people. You know what I'm saying? The people
yeah,
got
no
nothing to do
people.
with
Love the
what the
people, man.
yeah, what the elites are doing, or the people, the evil
Love
motherfuckers in charge. Just to let y'all know.
Or the people that say, "Hey, they shouldn't know this kind of information yet. Their minds are not ready."
Hey, man, they never heard about it. They will now, because we're talking about it and their AI is picking it up and their phone's going to throw videos at them now anyways.
A
You know what I'm
drunk
saying?
puncher
So
had said,
alert.
look up the Norway spiral," and I looked it up. It looked like the SpaceX flights and stuff. It do look real similar. I don't know, what did they say cost it though. What
I
is the
thought he was
price?
talking about the Norway spiral circle, man. The time warp that people see there, that people walk into and disappear. It's like a circle, like a DMT tunnel or something, man. People walk into that shit. That
They
happens all the
tried to
time
say it
in
was
Norway,
an
man.
out of control missile. Wait. Does the shape suggest the failure occurred while above the atmosphere? He says it's most like, but no. Way between. What is other people saying about it? Look like a time traveling vortex fit for Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the Norway swirl that I know about. I don't know about the weapons. I know about the swirl that's out there. Like people disappear into it. It's like a round circle, and it's seen all over the world. It's in Egypt, this world throughout time, and it's used as a portal to travel either to inner Earth, they believe, or like a multiverse. And some believe that's what Bigfoot used. Sasquatch disappears in that stuff because all of a sudden they're gone. Their tracks are there. Yeah, man. Google shit that, man. The swirl, circle swirl.
Oh,
Yeah.
Checking
the
the
circle from
stones
Russia.
all over the
Can you
world.
post
It's
a link to it in the Discord? Make it a little easier for me. I found the Norway spiral. I didn't know they had video of it.
Yeah, even in North America, all the parks, the reserves, the natural
That's fucking
reserves,
dope.
that's where a lot
That
of the
looks
swirls are.
crazy as hell.
And the conservations. People go disappear and just walk. One man said he was walking, he turned, and he saw the circle and it closed, and his buddy just disappeared.
That looks
His
fucking
clothes,
dope.
everything was there, but his body was gone. That's weird shit.
Yeah,
I
that
typed in that. That shit looks dope as hell, bro.
Type in what again?
Type in SpaceX satellites
SpaceX satellites.
in the sky because that's what I've
Oh,
seen
the
that
big
night.
line of them.
Yeah, it was like a super line, but it was coming from one port and disappearing into another port. And then first it was like vertical doing that, and then it disappeared, and we looked up again, and it became horizontal, like it went from fucking
I found
People,
port
it.
to another port.
I'm
people
playing
were
it
trying
now.
to do the long exposure photos of the sky, and they kept picking up the satellites and like waves of them.
Twin rocket spiral. You say? Oh, that look decent. I like.
It was way more, bro. I'm
Yo,
telling you, it was thousands and thousands of shit doing that. We were like, what the fuck? I
wow.
should have recorded it, but I was just so high. I was like, I ain't even worried about it. Ain't nobody gonna believe me.
No, I'm watching the Well, if you record it on shrooms, we ain't gonna see it at all. We gonna
Right.
see what you see. I wish it was like that. We gonna have that kind of tech sooner or later. They try and invent this technology that can like recreate pictures of people dreaming and stuff. And I'm like, what is it really recreating?
Right. They're just
Feeling
trying to get
worries,
all in our heads for our secrets.
basically.
We could recreate your dreams, or what they aren't telling you, we could get on all your memories and know what else,
Yeah, but they can do all that. They can do it,
Yeah.
but you just got to get the chip. If you don't get the chip, then you can't live all your memories. You can't go into the matrix. You can't be happy. You know, you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like you can experience all of it, but you got to get the chip. There's no way they're going to be able to tap in technology to the cerebral cortex. You got to have that chip in there, man. And that's going to be the virtual world. You know what I mean?
That shit looked like a
Don't take
fucking
the chip.
a Star Wars war fleet when I was looking at it on shrooms. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
No, I bet that's the energy probably that the engineers had when they was creating that stuff. Like, is that gigantic, that epic? No
But
telling.
you seen how that stopped telefast? It really went on for fucking what seemed like 30 minutes of it doing that, and then it went for another 30 minutes going another way. So he was like, "What the fuck is that?" But that was short.
Yeah, I can't. You can explain it best.
Or maybe I was just fucked up on shrooms. Like, what the fuck is going
No, because
on?
shrooms do show a different layer to reality. But it's just that you opened that portal to see it.
I'm
I
saying
didn't see
shrooms do
it.
tap into the multiverse, man. So you can trust what you saw, man.
And other times it can be like that because the story why I said watching that show Evil for a lot of people will be like a good kind of study tool, kind of because things that happened that they were seeing was still played out to say, hey, that was just, and we see this a lot in cartoons, like, hey, that was just the wind, or that was because this person was actually banging on the wall. It didn't just happen like that. But then the behind the another reality like coincides with it that the person is. Hold on, I'm trying to find where how to get this OBS window back. There we go. When people tap into them themselves and they reality that's going on with them, they see other things happening. And they see other things happening, little people, and that's why the psychedelics is wild when we start seeing like similar things that as opposed to what everybody else see. Like, you know what I mean? Like seeing similar shapes and geometric patterns, colors, familiar beings even and stuff like that, even in like not humanoid forms or if they different forms and stuff. Somebody can talk about it and be like, yo, that's familiar and stuff. So like the relatedness to what's going on beyond the veil, I think is like all connected. Your audio is only in the left channel. Oh, that's that.
Yeah, you talk about those little
Test,
fuckers, man.
test, test.
One test. You're coming in loud and clear.
Cool.
I remember one time I did some shrooms. We weren't really at a cottage. It was like a shack in the woods. My boy built. We tripped through enough time shrooms, man, in the wild, man. You know what I mean? And then like you just go explore and you find your way back.
Test.
You might not know how to get back when you're on shrooms, but you'll find your way back once you start coming down. But this one time, man, I went off in the woods, man. You know what I mean? You don't have guns up here. You got your knife, your axe. I had my rod. I didn't do no fishing, but I went into the woods, man. And I swear, like later on, I convinced myself that they were chipmunks. My buddy's like, no, there's no chipmunks in these woods out here. Squirrels, fucking cougars, bears, fucking maybe muskrats. But there's no chipmunks. But yo, man, I saw these little people, man. Now, when I was a kid, I used to watch that cartoon. The little people, they're like 2 inches tall or maybe an inch tall. You know, they rode on the birds. I don't know if you guys remember them. They had little strings and they were like little tiny characters, man. Now, I don't know. You know, I took like in about 12 hours, 10 grams of shrooms. And that's when I was peaking fully on the 10 grams. And this was like 96, 97, maybe 98. So I was like in my 20s, man. You know what I mean? 20 odd or something, man. And I swear I followed them. I tried to fuck because like I seen them and I'm like, yo, fuck this shit. I'm gonna catch one of them, man. And I chased them. I followed them everywhere and I followed them all around. I could never like catch up to them, but I seen them clear as fucking day, man. They were like little tiny fucking people and they had like Indian clothes on, man. Not like the cartoons. The cartoon that I used to watch as a kid was different. But
Mm-hmm.
they had like cloth made out like you know how natives, when you see the the American natives, how they were dressed
Yeah,
back in the day, different clothing, but
with the pouches and stuff.
pants pants. They had pants and they had a belt. And I remember one had like a head. It was fucking weird shit, man. They had a crossbow. They had like fucking spears. They didn't have guns or nothing, but they had fucking weapons. And one had like a sack. And it was fucking weird. And that's what I'm saying. And this is the weirdest thing too, man. I never knew about this till like later on in life. And like it was weird because one was like not one, like two of them was like carrying, they had a sack or like a knapsack, but they had like this thing like a purse, man. I was like, what the fuck? That was weird. But they didn't seem like they were female. And they had like this thing on the side. It was fucking weird, man. And then later on in my 30s and my 40s, I see this thing in the history on the pyramids and all the different native pyramids about the people that passed carrying this fucking purse. And people don't know why the fuck they had this thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
on all ancient. And I'm like, yo, that's fucked up. That shroom trip when I was in my 20s. I remember
That
seeing those little
satchel.
fuckers and I was wondering why did they, but I never knew about the purse yet. I
Uh
never knew
huh.
about history or I never, no internet back then, bro. I'm 40 odd right
Gotcha.
now. No internet, man. There's no internet, no email. We had a VIC 20 and we never
Wild
had that shit.
landscape.
Okay. But when I seen it later on in life, it remembered me about the trip and about those little fucking people. And then of course on my phone on YouTube, it pops up tiny people. I never even thought about it, never talked to it about nobody. Just think about it in my head about the trip.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it was like a year ago. And then all of a sudden, I never knew there was YouTube videos on people that claim to see tiny people. But I
Yo,
watch the videos. I don't see it. They're like,
the
yo, there's a little person right there. And they're focusing in. And I'm like, there's no little person there. What the fuck are you talking about?
little people are real. Big chill.
The
Big
fairies and
big
shit. Oh, no,
chill.
they're real. I saw them
I
in the
know you
woods. I
big.
saw them in the woods.
I had a joke, but it was corny once I played down my. I was like, I know you big, but
Go
little
ahead. Say
people
it.
exist too. He's 6'4". You always up there. Little people exist too. You well.
Oh, no,
He
they're
brought
real.
up. He brought up. Look up the barrel. This is getting me tongue tied. I'm too hot. The barrowers. And there, I looked it up. I got it on the screen right now on YouTube. But it's the little
Well,
people. I never seen this show
that's
before,
what I'm
but it
saying.
looked
The
like something I
cartoon,
would
the
have saw.
littles.
The little.
They
Let
were
me look
called the
that up
littles.
too.
They were tiny, but they had tails. They had tails. The cartoon I used to watch as a kid. But the
Oh,
ones that I saw,
I watched
the
this
ones that
show.
I saw, yeah, the ones that I saw didn't have tails. They were fucking humans, the size of Legos, the size of Lego, a little bit shorter than Lego,
Yeah.
and they were human ears, eyes, and like
Mm-hmm.
it was weird.
They're always
I need to go
around.
up to those woods. I'm gonna go up
Uh-huh.
to those woods again and trip some DMT in those woods, see what I could feel in those woods. It's Northern Ontario up there, man. There's Sasquatch up there. There's everything, but we never looked for Bigfoot when we were
I
kids.
was just telling my
We never
daughter about
experienced.
Bigfoot and Sasquatch a couple days ago, and I was like, some people believe he's real, some people don't, and
Oh,
she was
they're
like,
real.
well,
No,
I
they're
believe
real.
that he's real. I was like, cool. That's
Oh, yeah.
dope. I like that.
Check out
Uh,
Northern Ontario Sasquatch. People got all kinds of footage. They said, why doesn't people have footage? There's footage out there, but people just say, oh, it's fake. That's fake.
Yeah,
Bro, up here in
yeah,
Ontario, in Northern Ontario, there's so many of them, bro. People go up there every weekend and get chased away from them, or, it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
the
y'all ever
borrowers.
seen that
That's a
cartoon show called
borrower.
Rupert?
Now I can talk. Rupert.
Rupert.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like a
doesn't
little
ring a
white
bell. What is it
bear.
about?
It sounds
He was
familiar.
he was almost like Little Bear, but he was like a white bear,
Rupert. Oh
a
yeah.
polar bear.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I just got back into watching that shit for nostalgic shit, because it used to come on Nick Jr. and shit. And then
Yeah.
yeah, I was noticing how they got hella parallels and shit, and they kind of play with the multiverse on a fucking kids show. That shit's crazy.
I gotta watch it. I was gonna bring up. I saw little people a lot of times, and especially on shrooms. And it was the one time where I saw them as clear as day, like how you was describing it. And but they had like
Yeah.
it was like the Munchkins from Wizard of Oz more. They had the belts and stuff and was singing and running around, and a couple other occasions. It's pretty cool stuff. It was a movie I had in my mind. Oh, the when you was talking too, it was a movie popped in my head called the Indian in the Cupboard. It came out in '95, and it was this Indian, well, Native American now as we would know, or Cherokee or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
came alive in the closet whenever he turned the key, and it
yeah.
was
I
alive.
think it was just on Netflix. I
Oh, it
remember that
was.
was
The
just on
natives, the
Netflix.
natives
Yeah,
talk about the little people and the giants. They talk about it's in the OP history. Even Inca and stuff. They talk about like not just miniature pygmy people, like literal people that are 2 inches, and also giants that are like 100 feet. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
history's there,
I
man.
got stories of little people from the res.
You say you saw little people off the res.
Yeah, I said I got stories of little people from the res. From
Oh, from the
family members.
res.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tell us, can we hear one?
and like shapeshifters too. Uh,
oh shit.
well, little. She was probably like, it's. She said they always used to contact her, and when she was on the res, like these little people always want they want to try to take your kids. They want to try to like have the little kids come and stay with them. Um, and yeah, like little houses, like little adobe houses out on the res and shit. There's all kinds like uh, shapeshifters too. So she was driving down the road at 45, 55 miles an hour, and she passes a wolf and thinks nothing of it. And then about maybe 3, 5 minutes later down the road, there's a guy running beside her down the road on the same side, and he's just running, booking it down the road. And she turns off and then never sees him again. There's all kind. I mean, all these are like third party stories, right? We always hear about this and this and this, but if you go to
By
these
any
places,
chance, were they Navajo?
that's correct.
Oh,
See, I knew that already because people believe the Navajo are the shapeshifters, that they still have the ability till this time, the elders. I knew from when you were saying, I felt it's Navajo elders, man. They like, yeah, man, their spiritual multiverse is on some next level.
hmm. You well brought up the Kirikou or Kirikou. I looked it up.
Kirikou.
It's from Africa, I believe. Exactly. Oh, it's an animated film.
Yeah, man. Everybody been ship shaping, man. It's only certain cultures that remember how to do it, man. You know, we forget about the old lessons. We don't listen to the elders.
They say
But you know,
the
Navajo, Native
they say
American, some of them traditions.
the Naga serpents that live in the underworld in Laos and shit, they can shapeshift into humans and shit if they want to.
It's so funny that
Yeah,
y'all
I
lined
believe in
that
that
all up.
little.
It's so
I
funny how
believe in
y'all
the
lined that
underworld,
all.
man.
Go ahead. You can.
No, what'd you say, Ty?
Before I forgot to say,
You
it's
say,
funny how
man.
y'all lined that all up because I was thinking I'm a shapeshifter, and I was thinking about how I can relate it to people and say how it's a state of mind change and stuff like that, and I was still letting it go. And then Master Creator, you brought up the Nagas and stuff like that, and that was my first name that I used to use when I used to do the Just Tie Now show. My name was Captain Naga, and I was feeling real connected to the Naga serpents and like that,
Yeah.
like in that whole
You
development
see that,
process and
man?
stuff.
And you know what's so
So like
funny
we all
about
We
that?
doing
'Cause
this. We all
we
doing it.
just as quick as the AI.
my mom used to
Yeah.
always have that symbolism in her house and shit, like with the Nagas and stuff, you know, because she practiced that Buddhism and they be having like the Nagas to protect the temples or whatnot. But I
Hmm.
used to, because you know, I grew up in America, so I was like, man, you know, people see that as the devil, mom. Like, you can't really be just having that. You know, when I have my friends come over and stuff,
Serpent
it'll be that
worship.
scary, that scary looking serpent that, you know, I was like, man, they probably think we worship the devil and shit because you got all these fucking Naga serpents that look like, you know, they got the super sharp teeth and they kind of look devilish, I guess.
Only from a Christian perspective, where they was painted as
Right,
such.
right,
Well, the
right,
adversary was painted as
right, right,
such.
right. Because you know, like some of them got 7 fucking heads and shit, or they wrap
Yeah.
around the Buddha, or they protect the Buddha, whatever it may be. But I used to tell my mom, like, you got to put some of that stuff down. You scaring my friends and shit.
See, I'm trying to introduce y'all to yourself. Y'all scared.
Well, Kalindi talks about shape shifting or translocation as well.
What do you have to say
He
about it?
he said he kind of talks about it. You can pick it up in a couple different interviews that you don't get a full interview from. You probably have to
Mhm.
talk to one of his students, but he said there was a gun that was pulled on him. The bullet was fired. He was standing in front of the gun, but then he shapeshifted or transmorgified. Something happened, and he did not
Oh,
get shot by the bullet. I don't know if you
uh-huh.
remember that.
I remembered as you were saying, I was picking up on it. Yeah, he said that during True Live stream, I think. Somebody or something. Yeah, it was from pieces, like you said, put together. And he wouldn't tell a lie. There's no telling what happens in extreme forms of like stress or like when an event is about to pop off was really innate or programmed to like surprise people or surprise yourself or tell stories for times that inspire other people. Whatever the case. But our minds and stuff is always connecting the dots. Connecting some kind of dots. Cause I remember me having a lot of questions about life and that being my main drive. Like I need this question answered or I need to have an answer to this as I search and as I do this. And then and like uh it's warping away now as I'm trying to talk about it. That little mushroom earlier. But as I get deeper into it, it's just allowing my mind state to switch so that even when I'm serious or searching for something or something, I think that's something that this is all that there is. It's just like in the movie, like the person that finally got the jewels or something, and they're like, haha, I finally got it. And then like something always happened afterwards. Something always happened. It's never the end of the story. So like that's not the goal. Like, haha, I got it. It's like my mind is able to switch and like when we was talking about the Nagas and stuff, like just even studying stuff just unlocks other avenues and doors. Like when you were saying your mom had the statues in there and innately I felt like I wanted to say, hey, she was trying to show y'all something, and y'all like spiritually or whatever how we put it was like, I don't want to see that right now, because like the understanding of it wasn't properly understood, and even like the context, like you were saying, with your friends in America and stuff like that, with they ideologies and stuff. But just how we things that we encounter unlock different doors. Like some people, if you ever run across reading esoteric books, and I used to see a lot of stuff in forums saying, yeah, don't read this book, it's going to unlock demons in your house, or it's going to unlock worlds in your minds and unleash demons in yourself, and you're not going to be able to control yourself, and you're going to go crazy if you read this and things like that. And I'm like, I used to look for those books. I'm like, oh, that's the juicy stuff. Like, what is going on in there? But going into but then like, not that the book was given the actual message, but just like the search for it, the reading of it, the correlations to other things, the synchronicities was like the bigger story at hand that I was able to start realizing what was going on. And that allowed me to relax in situations. Relax a
That's
lot of
right.
situations. So, because when
I can
things
say
feel overbearing, it's like, nope. No,
I
not
can
nope to
say it in
you.
two. I can say it in two ways. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. And then in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, he talks about the tree of life always extending when you go on that path. You know, the search, the seeking, there's always an extension to what you're looking for. So it's always outside your grasp. So like that bridges into the grass is always greener on the other side, you know, caterpillar to a butterfly. What's important? What's here now? What's like definitely important things to think about. I mean, we build upon the things of the ancestors that came before us, right? That's how we're talking on the phone and how we're sitting in houses and
I ain't make this up.
and in this certain fucking place on the earth. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
trip.
That's amazing, man. We're
One
the
big
legacy of
trip.
those before us. You know what I mean? It took thousands of your ancestors to get you where some people are the last of their generation, you know, but it's never last. The branches out. But it's all because of your great 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 grandfather or whatever they did that time. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. It's amazing. That's why you always got to acknowledge your ancestors, man. You know, whether you
Mm-hmm.
pray or meditate, man, give thanks for them, man. Thank you for the sacrifices that you made. Even if you believe in Jesus and he made a sacrifice, you got to thank your grandparents, your great grandparents, the great great ones you don't even know nothing about. You have
Mm-hmm.
no clue about them, but
Even the ones in
they're
other
around.
realities.
Acknowledge them. Yeah, man, you have to acknowledge them. Give thanks. I'm just talking about the ones in this reality. I'm just talking about the ancestors
It's
here.
all here.
Like
It's
you said
all
before,
here.
that stick around you, your ancestors. So that's what I was saying. Always
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge them. You
I'm with
know,
the
your
honor. I'm with the
grandparents'
honor.
grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledge them, man. And because they're the ones around telling you, don't do that. Makes you shake when you're about to do something wrong. Wow, fuck, I
Like
don't
we
feel
was
right.
here
Okay, I'm walking
before.
away. Yeah, man. But they help you. They help you.
And I was gonna say with the enlightenment, when you were saying when you chop wood, carry water, then you get enlightenment, then you still chop wood, carry water. I was going to add to that. I was going to say that then, like after the so-called enlightenment, you do something else with the water. You get the water a different way, or chop the wood a different way, and then something else pop up, and then you find another way to chop the water and get some and get. I said chop the water. Yeah, you're going to eventually start chopping the water.
And I was gonna say too, like you know how they be like chop wood, carry water after enlightenment and before, but I feel like after enlightenment you're gonna chop wood and carry water with a smile now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but don't drink the water unless it's spring water, man. Don't be drinking no bottled, no tap water. Fluoride.
Unless it's
We're
from
the only
Canada.
filter of fluoride. Do not drink the water. No, seriously, man. Water is full of fluoride, man. The chemicals in the water. You got water in your town. People flushing the toilet. They're cleaning the water. Yes, it's
Now I
clean of everything
understand
else, but
dirty
there's
water.
people on medications.
It's
You
sometimes
got to
our
get
sink
spring
tastes
water.
dirty, so we got a filter on that things just so we never
And
even got to go there. But we keep up with the
nobody drinks
bottles
tap
and
water. But you
I
still
do.
shower in it. And that's the thing. We shower in it, man. That's, it's like, you drink it. You drink straight from the tap. You don't put it in a Brita. You don't put it through a filter.
I do now. I do now just because I put it there, so it's like just set in stone, and I don't go to too many people houses and stuff like that. So I set myself up so it's like that. But it don't. It do be thoughts in my mind because I've studied what you were saying, and sometimes the water tastes nasty, and depending on the chemicals in our brain, like depends on how we actually operate, like how our CPU is going to start
Yeah.
processing information.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah,
I'm
that's what
real
I'm
with
saying.
that. I'm real with that. So so yeah, it's that sometimes
Man,
I'm
I
like,
grew
all
up
right, I ain't afraid to die, but that's just me
I grew up
sometimes.
drinking from the hose.
I was just drinking
I
from
know,
the
man. I
hose
know.
like 3 days ago after I was watering the garden. I got thirsty. I said, let me just take a hit. My girlfriend be like, oh, that's disgusting. I'm like, I don't know. It's colder. It's refreshing. Tastes different than inside. But that's just me. I'm a Looney Tune.
Yeah. Y'all
I'm a
ever do any
Looney Tune.
fasting or diet changes to where you saw a change in your physiology or your mental state?
Absolutely. And I
Oh,
believe that's what, but
fasting's
y'all can go.
amazing.
Y'all can go. Oh, you can go, Big
Yeah,
Chill.
man. Yeah, fasting's amazing, man. Once you get to the second to third day, you start hearing a pin drop. Your eyes, you see color, almost like a DMT trip. That was the last time when I was supposed to do some DMT. It didn't happen, but we took shrooms. But I fasted for like 3 days before I did it, and like, yeah,
Okay.
it was amazing. It was
Uh
amazing.
huh.
But definitely fasting. At least once a month, you should fast for at least 3 days. Man, it's good for your health.
Yeah, it
Drink
is.
water.
An intermediate
Yeah.
fasting they bring up is good for like health on a regular thing, so you don't got like not eating at after a certain time, so that your body can like
Oh,
readjust
man.
to certain things like during the daily day. But I had a good experience with fasting back in the day when that kind of I think well believe it introduced me to psychedelics or opened up all these like channels and keys. It was like I was unlocking all these different keys that was putting all these different sinks in front of me that eventually led me to psychedelics and stuff to say hey, this is something that can help or that's a key because I was going out on the roof and I was looking at the city and stuff and I was just breathing. I was drinking water and stuff like that. I didn't like just not
Yeah,
eat or
yeah,
drink
drink
nothing.
fluids.
Yeah, I was
But
drinking water.
people do
Eh,
like water fast too and liquid fast where they don't drink for 48 hours. Yeah, that's dangerous. Very dangerous. You can mess up your organs. I'm
mhm.
not, I don't believe in that. Drink water, but you got to drink like spring water. If you're gonna fast, you can't drink tap water. You got to, take some pH. The spring
pH
waters
water.
like, between 5 and 6. You don't want two
Too
and then
alkaline.
12. Like sporadic is too alkaline. Iron, like I said, the fluoride. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Spring water is the best way to go, man. Or at least you got to filterize your water. Have a fire, get some coal. There's many basic ways to do it. You don't need no Britas. You can do it the way that our ancestors did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it just takes a
Because
little
they used
more
to
time,
filter
but
their
it's
water.
efficient.
Yeah, they filtered the water for the crops, right? They drank the fresh water, but they would filter to control the pH level. Different for the corn, different for the wheat, different for the cannabis. And they knew these things thousands of years ago, right?
Mhm.
But they didn't know that we were going to drink recyclable water. You know what I'm saying?
Or poop water.
But poop water. You had to go there. I didn't want to go there, bro. You had to go there, man. Come on.
Hey, Flint is a prime example that people will just let things flow.
Yeah, we got
Flint,
up here too,
Michigan.
Walkerton. Same thing up here. We have a Walkerton where the guy was supposed to test the water, getting fucking $5,000 every 2 weeks. Not even testing the water. The whole city got sick. People died. Everybody died. Two guys went to jail, but hundreds of people died. And now people don't even drink the water from the town. They got a new system, all this. People don't want it. They go to the springs. You know what I mean? That was in Ontario, the province I live in. And nothing really happened. The guys are out of jail now, but like hundreds of people died from poison water, just like Flint, Michigan, man. We had the same thing up here in Canada.
Yeah, something added
That's
to it.
why somebody wrote a song, "Don't Drink the Water." I don't know if it was Nickelback or some Canadian friggin' band. And like after that, we were like, "Yo, I ain't drinking water."
Hey,
But people,
Prince Pearl. Go ahead.
sorry, brother, go ahead.
I was gonna shout out Prince Pearl. I didn't know he jumped in here. He's part of the gang. He's been coming through the
What
channel
happened,
for a
man?
long time.
What's that? Was in
And Ali Cat, he said tap
what you
water the
doing,
best.
gang?
That's how I get my vitamins. Charles said he's fasting right now. And then Prince, you said that's when your intuition kicks in and stuff. The many ways, you said many ways to slowly kill the form, the closer get the spirit. Yeah, that's it is. That's why I don't really like think about doing it. Like if I fast now, sometimes I'll be fasting by accident. Like when I'll be taking mushrooms and stuff, like a little dose, and I'll look back and be like, oh, I didn't even like really eat or feel the need to eat. But it's not like I wasn't hungry
Yeah,
and was
man, that's
denying
right.
myself food, but the activity
Yeah.
that I was so involved in, like I'll get real involved in it, that I would like kind of forget about food, and that would just. But I'm
And you'll
satisfied, and
get
then I make
high
a
as fuck.
yeah, so high, and then I come down and I make a good meal. I'm
Right.
more thinking about the meal that I want and how I wanted to put it together instead of just trying to eat something real fast. But I'm like that during the daily day too. I don't eat things real fast. But it just
Yeah.
really gets in tune in that because I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. My body wants some food right now. Let's
Yeah,
eat.
because I had to take that. I had to take that advice from Big Chill because I was like doing the shrooms back to back and it really wasn't hitting me the same. But Big Chill was like, bro, you should fast for like 48 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it
And
is.
then
Yeah, man.
the fucking last time I did it, I didn't even need a lot of shrooms, but it got me there when I fasted. I was like, wow, shit had me sweating and
Your
hella shit.
body, yeah, your body becomes so sensitive to everything around. Those hairs on your body, they're like antennas. And when you fast, it's like you really feel everything. It's like being on ecstasy if you never did ecstasy. And I'm not
And that's
talking about the
because the
ecstasy nowadays.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
MDMA, baby.
Yeah, the back in the days where everything's amplified. I never rubbed Vicks on my body. I know you see the people at the rave used to rub Vicks on their body and feel it. I was one of those guys. But I would take my shirt off
never
and
thought of
feel
that.
the ecstasy vibes. Oh man. Oh yeah. Back in the 90s, 2000, everybody used to rub Vicks all over them when you're at the rave because
Vicks.
then you're in ecstasy. Yeah, the ecstasy, and then it amplifies your skin. But yeah, I didn't need it, man. Every hair on my
Right.
body stood up. I was like Spider-Man with all seven senses, and it was all about love. Love.
Yeah,
Only
that's what
did
I
ecstasy twice.
That's what I used to see
Only
at
did
the
it
rave.
twice.
People would be putting like that Vic stuff like near their noses and breathe it in, and they'd just be like
I
breathing
could
in with their
Bro,
nose.
I met
Cause
Public
that's all I
Enemy.
used to
I met
have
Public
when I
Enemy
was
at the rave.
sick was Vicks
Eminem.
rub.
You see what I was
Oh
sick.
yeah.
That's
No, I
hella
never did
funny.
the Vicks thing, but
Every
yo, the
time I
raves
was
up
sick.
here were sick. Put the Vicks on your feet when you're sick, and then put your socks on. That'll help you out. Don't rub it on your body; it might get in your eyes or stuff. Just put it on your feet, bottom of your feet. Remember I don't know if your grandmother tell you that, man.
Mm-hmm. No, that's
Put
what
the
was
Vicks on
done.
the bottom of your feet. Yeah, man. But yo, check it out. At a freaking rave, a Halloween rave up here, man. Like 20 years ago, I met this is no joke. True story, man. You know, Sean Ravinder, this comedian from Canada too, man. I met him in the washroom too, and I was taking a piss, man. I look over and I'm pissing right beside Eminem, man. I met him in the washroom. That was the same year. I seen like EPMD, Public Enemy. All the raves up here would have a techno room, jungle room. I'm more of a progressive drum and bass guy. I didn't like the trip hop, cool, no techno. But then they had like a hip hop tent, and they always had mad peoples. And you know, up here they just walking with you, man. You burning weed, you burning, man. Them tripping. I met Ice T up here, man, and I was buying shrooms from the same guy he was buying shrooms from. Fucking right there. I
Ice
seen Ice
T
T take like
doing
fucking 10
shrooms.
grams. Yeah. I
What?
thought he was different. He was a little
That's
bit
why he an
feminine,
actor
right?
now.
So he was
Yeah,
a pimp
he's
back
a
in those
fucking.
days. He was a gangster, man. He was just different. He was different, but he was at the raves. Lennox Lewis, Patrick Ewing, man. These raves, enough man was there, man.
Wow.
And if they weren't tripping on shrooms, they were smoking mad bud. Like, but yeah, what was I gonna say?
You heard
Fucking
it here
Ice T, yeah,
first on
man.
the Side Top
I
Podcast.
seen him take some hits, man. Yeah, good people. Even homeboy from Beastie Boys, the guy that died and then the guy that's still alive. They were always up here in Toronto, man. Toronto's like a spot, you know. It's like New York, LA, all in one. If you guys are ever
Mm-hmm.
up here in the six, come check me. If you don't eat meat, we'll go for a vegetarian meal. We'll go for a steak, man. Anybody in chat, anywhere, man. Big chill. All right, just let me know. It's on me, man. You pay for your own hotel though. I'll pay for your food. No, I'm just kidding. But
Shit,
yeah,
I got
definitely
a
come to the
felony.
six.
I got a
Come to this.
felony. I
No,
can't
that's
go to
not.
this
No,
thing.
you can apply. You could apply unless it's not kidnapping or armed robbery,
Nah,
death
it
and
ain't
stuff.
none
You
of
can
that.
apply
It'd be
nowadays.
none of that.
You pay. You pay that $500, that $350. You can come. I know boys that came over felt with felonies, not just artists, but like regular people. You just gotta pay, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You gotta pay
yeah.
that
Pay
extra.
to
Everything's
play.
paying now.
Pay to
But we
play.
love America, man. We love America. We're all one here, man. You know, in Mexico too. Everything is good in Canada, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely come and spend your money. And marijuana is legal, man. Like California, well, you guys are legal out there too, but not in all the states.
Yeah, I heard they got
Yeah.
shrooms out there too. The
Oh
Yeah, the
yeah.
shrooms
legalized
are
for
legal now
medicinal.
too. Yeah, they're selling them in the cannabis store. I haven't tried theirs yet. I have a friend that grows those apes. They're crazy, man. So I'm like, what? I hear you guys talking about it. And he's
Was it
like,
on the
yo, I got it,
news?
man.
Did they
So I'm
talk
like, yo,
about
I
it
got to
on the
try these
news?
apes. And yo, that was wild. I had some Matrix trip, man. It was crazy. I don't really want to get into it now because I'm on the indica. I don't want to talk too much. But yo, next time we'll talk about that trip. It was weird.
I'll copy
Hey,
it
just
down.
Ty.
And 2 weeks
Just
ago,
Ty.
2 weeks ago, I fasted for like 3 days, bro. I was supposed to take DMT, and I took about 6 grams of the mushrooms. And whoa, it was so beautiful, man. I needed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just Ty.
What would you say?
Are you gonna go to the Joshua Trees thing with True Life Stories in October?
Yeah, you hitting up there?
If I'm able, I gotta see how that go. I'm about 10 hours away.
Oh shit! I thought you were right, kind of down the street from him.
I'm way in Northern
Oh,
California, so that would be like a trip I had to plan and stuff.
what is it? Time or money, man? Maybe we can
Uh,
do one of those things in your chat where you can raise a little bit of bucks, man,
uh-huh.
for the
When
trip.
things pop
You know
up,
what I'm saying?
yeah, for anything to happen, people always got the link. I think Velvet posted it a while back ago in the chat, and it's always in the description. But it's whatever gotta come up.
How you get there? How you get there? You
Yeah,
got to fly? You got to take a
I'll have
bus or
to.
what? You
No,
drive?
I
How you
had
get
to.
there?
It'll take about 10 hours to drive, so most likely I'll try to catch a flight.
Catch
Well,
a
Catch a
flight?
shit.
What
flight.
does it cost for?
But yeah, it's the money. It's the money because everything I'm doing
What
now
does
is
it
just to
cost?
keep things
What's it for a
afloat.
flight, man?
Gotta check it out. Joshua Tree. I'm all the way up in Chico.
Where's Chico located? Is it like near Santa Cruz, or where's Chico located?
I'm 3 hours
I
north
don't
of
know.
Santa Cruz. Three and a
Okay,
half hours north of Santa Cruz.
because I heard of Chico because they got Chico State or that school out there and shit. They call it like the party school and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard of
That's what it's
Chico.
known
Yeah,
for.
man. All Cali is wild, man. Some good people come from California, man.
Cause the vibes are so chill out here. Like it's so much open space.
Yeah, man.
So much
Cali
open
and
space.
Texas. We got a lot of
Hmm.
Texans out here, a lot of Calis. Cali's like our West Coast Canadians up there on BC, you know? They don't really worry
Mm-hmm.
too much. They don't really give a fuck about much. They just have a way of life that they go by. It's weird. More to the East Coast, you stress out a little bit more. I don't understand. It's geographic.
That's where I was raised. And I noticed the
Yeah,
difference a lot.
you
Yeah, I'm
you're,
East Coast.
you're
I'm
from
East
Philly,
Coast,
right?
man.
You're from
Yeah,
Philly,
I'm
right?
straight from
Just
Philly.
like
Coming
Mayweather.
and then coming here is way like chill, like people relaxed more. Like
Philly.
just be able to relax in different situations instead of saying, like, what you gonna do right now? What is your choice now? And now that you made that choice, that's who you
Yeah,
are
Philly's
on
crazy
the
too,
next
man.
situation. And then
When
that,
did
that
you leave
now
there?
choice
When
you
did you leave
made
there, Ty?
is shapes keep shaping. About 4 years ago.
Oh, shit. I follow our next YouTuber from time he started up, man. You guys hear about Omi and a Hellcat, man. It's not just about cars. I don't even drive, but it's more on a real vibe. He's a good guy, man. Check him out. Omi and a Hellcat. I don't know if you check him out. He used to be rich. FBI raided him down. He
Uh-huh.
lost his money. Now he's doing like reloaded merch. He's all right, guys. Not one of them scammers doing the Bitcoin shit. He's a real dude, man. Been through some shit. You know, he used to be a drug dealer, got robbed, and then after decided to go, that's it. Got those fucking little fire sticks from Amazon, jailbroke them, sold them, boom, 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 made 50s of millions of dollars. And that's when the government raided him and took all his money because they're trying to sue him for a copyright thing. So he's still in the process of going through the court. But he just recently, in the past month, started streaming. He has a shoe line that he's coming out. Reasonable price, nice old school shoes. Like, check him out. We made a Hellcat, man. But I was following from like, actually, I linked on with him to this next brother, Mr. Organic, man.
It
Hopefully,
sounds
these algorithms will send you out there, Ty. They're going to send you out there now because
that
Mr.
sounds
Organic and
familiar.
Slim car reviews. But yeah, Mr. Organic's out there, man. I followed him when he was in Connecticut. Now he's in LA. Check those brothers out. There's some good peoples, man. Good peoples. When I was in LA, I had some people working on some editing and shit. They're good people, man. Slim too, man. There's some good, and there's some big YouTubers now. They're big. I mean, they don't got millions, I don't think, but they're still making money off the hundreds of thousands that they have. You
Yeah,
know what
just
I'm
flip
saying?
it
But they're
around,
good
get
people.
into business.
MrOrganic.com. Check him out. Gargoyle Gang, a gang, a gang, gang. When you watch it, you'll see what I'm saying. Good people, man. Good people. Yeah,
But
man. You gotta support those who support, man. You know what I mean? You
But
gotta do that
don't they
shit,
got
man. Even
hella
in the
gargoyles
psychedelic
and statues?
community.
Don't they got hella gargoyle
You'll see when
statues
you
in
see
Philly?
his vibe. He's a big brother. He's a big boy. They're ex-ballers and never went to NBA, but yo, they're making money. He's wicked. And his girlfriend's the champ. She's like 4'1", and he's like 6'9". Check it out, man. He's gone a long way in the past couple of years. Now he's got a mansion up in the hills in LA and shit, man. He got his guns, everything. You see the one time guy tried to jack him and Slim, and right on the camera at the gas station, the guy pulls the gun. He knocks him. He went to pull to shoot the trigger, but the gun didn't go off. The guy got away. All that shit's on YouTube, man. You see the video when they tried to rob him at the gas station because he had his big gold chain. He went down
yeah,
to the donut spot right at Crenshaw, and they tried to rob him, but he knocked the guy out on camera, grabbed his gun and went to shoot him, but the gun didn't go off. Oh, it was crazy. And you see the whole thing when the guy with the gun rushes in the gas station and he pushes the door on him. Oh, yo, man, Mr. Organic. Real. And that guy's never smoked or drank in his life. That's how I respect him, too. Never had a cigarette, never had a joint, never drank. And yo, man, he's got so much girls. It's crazy. His old videos when he was in Cincinnati, wherever the fuck he was before. But now he's in LA, man. Yeah, definitely check him out. I don't, he's not psychedelics, but different tip, man. You know what I mean? I was just watching this video before I
It's
logged
all
in on
mind
you, man.
opening. It's all mind opening stuff.
Well, he's
Stuff
positive too, man.
nowadays.
It's all the positivity. Sometimes they teach you things on like they don't throw the business of loans and all this shit, but they have some other links. You know what I mean? That can teach you some business things. They ain't stupid people. They ain't just about making a blog and getting the views, man. They're about consciousness, man. You know what I mean? And they're real, real, recognized real. And that's what he has the next brand, man. One of the ones, man. You know what I mean? And sometimes people might think he's a little bit too confident. He was on that Slim and Fit podcast. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all
check him
good.
out.
Do what they
But
do.
definitely, brother, you got to make it out there. If you got the time, let us know, man. You know what I'm saying? Let us
Yeah,
know, man.
I would
My
say
money
I
ain't
didn't
worth
even
much in
know. I
America, but
didn't
I'll
just
help
hear
out.
about it until you brought it up. It just sounded familiar
Oh,
to
dude.
something True would do. So I was like, all right, let me see what's going on. In my
Yeah,
mind.
Whenever he was
I
in the
wish I
room,
could
True
go,
was
but
funny.
on the day I think I'm going on a wedding. And it's like I'm going to a wedding on the 8th. I think it was like around October 8th to like the 11th or something. But I'm going on a wedding. I'm going to a wedding, so I couldn't make it.
October 8th.
Yeah, hopefully, no,
Yeah,
hopefully enough for True's
Mm-hmm.
peeps show up, man. That'd be wild for you guys, man. That'd be wild.
It would. It
And it's
would.
what a 2-3 day thing, right? It's a 3 day or
yeah.
something. You
And
I
he
just
said?
have
said
to make.
he was just gonna be camping, but he said it wasn't gonna be
Mm-hmm.
no Airbnb. He said we were just gonna bring
Yeah.
shovels or something. If
Tent.
y'all need to use the restroom, y'all do it like and bury it.
Uh-huh.
Dig a little ditch and bury it. But shit, that sounds fun as hell.
Yeah, but it really would have to be. It would have to be both with me, the time and the money, because I homeschool my daughter and stuff like that, and
Right,
take
right,
her to
right,
her
right.
things, and then with money, I just switched up how I'm getting my income. So if the magic happen, it pop up. Like I'm not trying to put a wall against anything.
Right.
But now,
Create that magic, man. It's all about
yeah,
the time and
yeah,
effort you want to put in,
yep,
how much
it is.
energy you want to create.
Cause my
on that
fun's
window
starting
to
from
open.
0 again. So I'm starting from scratch, like starting like 2.
0 is a million. It's
Uh-huh,
starting
it
from a
is. I
million.
just
That's what
paid
we
all
gonna
my
say.
bills off for the past 2 weeks. I was able to get it back
Hmm.
up, and now I'm just going at it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we build and dream. This ain't nothing but a dream, so nothing really can get to me too much. Things
Right.
gonna happen.
For real.
We make it where
Yeah.
there's a will, there's a way. I learned that from
Right.
Goku.
And everything will be fine within the nick of time. Like even if you don't think it's gonna turn out to be great, it's gonna, everything happens at its own time. You just gotta
About
be
the
patient
feeling.
with it and let it. Yep, it's about the feels, man.
Yep, how we started this whole thing off with.
It's the
The
feels.
thoughts just make up what is feeling. Let's get
Right.
into the feelings. Go thoughts. Everything gonna start changing up. Always working the magic. This the magic that's hard for people to believe unless they see it. Like I was talking about before. Like even how I made it to California is kind of magic. Things just started happening because we had the idea and stuff like that. I had an acid experience and I was just ready for the new things to come. Without saying, "Oh, I'm not too sure. I'm a miss." Oh, da da da. Or it was smooth
Hey,
sailing.
just you from Philly, right? When's the last time you smoked a weed out of a Philly Titan?
Philly,
Did you
like
ever?
Philly.
Did you a Philly Titan? Do you ever smoke or roll your weed out of one of those big old cigars? A Philly Titan?
No, I had a regular Philly where it was called Philly and it was this big cigar.
Okay, that's
But
cool.
yeah, they was nasty. I didn't really like 'em. I was smoking more of what they entourages and I was in the games and stuff. But they don't even have entourages over here on the West Coast. So
Yeah, I never heard of that.
when I went back to Philly one time and had one rolled up in an entourage, the smell brought me back to memories I had of smoking it with different people in Philly. I was like, yo, smells is the gateway. But
Yeah.
hey guys, I gotta actually pick up my daughter now from camp. From not
All
camp.
right.
I'm still thinking summertime from her school program. It's like half homeschool, half program. But yeah, this was an amazing time. A lot of unexpected curves, but every curve was worth it. It was
Yeah,
worthwhile.
yeah. All right, just Ty, man. Thank you
I
for
mean, good
blessing us
times,
with
brother.
another
Good
live,
times.
bro.
Hey, thanks, Big Chill.
Thank you for
Thanks, Master
blessing us, bro.
Creator.
Respect.
And thanks,
See you in the
Glock.
See you on
future.
the next one, boss.
Hey,
That's
see you in the
right. See you in
future
the
as
future,
well.
brother. Peace.
Yeah, this has been very awesome. This has been very awesome, everybody. Thanks for coming by. If y'all didn't see it, the first 5 minutes, I think the first 5 minutes I wasn't live, it was private. So if y'all go back and actually watch it, you'll see something brand new. Go back in the past and see something new, even though you watching it live. That's how we tie. Keep everything topsy turvy. And shout outs to UL Adams for all the great insights and just tagging along the journey. To Yosef, oh he's here. Hey, Prince Pearl, Charles the Awakened, Ali Cat, Aya Dream Capture, going all the way up, Velvet Wind, Cristobal, going as far up as YouTube will allow me. Yeah, and everybody else had joined in. Peace. And check out the Just Tied Down website. Gonna help keep the channel afloat. Got a lot of merch, art, and I did not say, I didn't even mention it. That's where my last $50 went into. Hold on. I released this the scene that I created that I took a long time to create. The sci-fi. Wait, let me one thing at a time. You're putting in my password. All right. The It's called Organic Interdimensional Technology. And I released it on Rarible. It's a one of one, and it's a continuation in the story that will keep going. The first chapter here is only a one on one. As it keeps going, more editions will be available of each chapter. But this, and if what goes along with the purchase of this is a canvas print that will be mailed to your house, and it's let me show you. Bang bang bang. Better if I show you. and zoom in. Then I gotta do some movie magic. Move me over there. But that thumbnail right, hopefully it gets bigger. There we go. But this is for sale. This is the first chapter. And like I said, you get a canvas print of the scene where right before the door opens up and you see the peak of the mushroom and stuff like that. Yeah, it's available there. Oh. Yeah, it's going long. I've seen it before, but this is another view of it. Without the watermark. Do that. And with the purchase of it, you'll unlock the 4K version. This is the 1080p version, and every version I ever showed other had watermark stuff, but this it will actually be the 4K version, and you'll be the only person with it. So shout outs to that. Thank y'all all for just tying alongside with everyone that's been here and alongside with me. My name's Santai, tying on out of here. And the throwback, we all tie, but do we really tie? Sometimes I don't know, dudes. I really don't know.